Mario Cannon. Stop by, man. You know I'm right. Come on now. Whoa, 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 whoa. I got a big bag. I got them big mad. Gotta take them boys to school cause they skip class. They be tryna watch my moves, tryna steal swag. Whoa, 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 whoa. I got a big bag. I got them big mad. Gotta take them boys to school cause they skip class. They be tryna watch my moves, tryna steal swag.
Hey, yo, what's going on, y'all, man? Hey, it's your boy, G-Day Hoop Scout, alongside with Coach Ant Willis.
What's good, world?
The shot clock. Ant, man, you want to talk about your week, man? How was your week? How's it been?
Man, we've been good, man. I mean, till this cold weather came in, you know what I'm saying? But everything else been good, man. You know, just getting ready for them trials next week, you know. Hey, you know.
Okay.
But I am excited. I am excited about the playoffs getting ready to get started too, as well. Just to kind of see these kids play. I think, you know, it's a blessing for these kids to be able to play. You know, last year didn't get a chance to see state or anything like that. So I think a lot of kids and parents are going to be excited about this year. So
yeah, no, as long as everything stays the same, man, hey, we should be good to go. We should be gravy. And that's what we're hopeful for, man. No scares like last year. Last year I was on my way to San Antonio for the state championship games. I was maybe about 30 minutes, 20 minutes out of San Antonio when I got the phone call that it was canceled.
wow.
Yeah, and so I had to hit a U-turn and, you know, head on back home, man. And so hopefully this year it doesn't go that way. Hopefully everything runs really smoothly this year and we're able to, you know, have a state championship, man, instead of, you know, 4 teams from one class being crowned as co-state champs. And so that like last year will always go down to some people as an asterisk mark, you know, instead of an actual certified state champion.
Yeah, that's true though. And which I think last year, I ain't gonna lie, I think Dickinson was gonna get that one.
Oh yeah. I was pulling for Dickinson too, man. I still felt Hightower was gonna win last year as well, against Lancaster. Let me say it right, the way they like it to be said. I say Lancaster. Lancaster. Felt that they was gonna pull the win out. Felt like Dickinson was gonna get the win over Duncanville. So hey, interesting matchup. Hey, we got the playoffs upon us, as you spoke of just a minute ago. You know, we're not gonna dive too deep into that today. Hopefully we can host a playoff special, maybe Wednesday, Thursday, and get it cracking, man. Everybody get their predictions in and we keep it rolling from there, man.
Yep. You know, South Park's already got that play in this week coming up on Wednesday.
Yeah, they do. Wednesday at 7:00, the game will be played at Side Springs High School.
South Ranch gonna be a little light though, You know, last game had some ignorant stuff going on, so you know they're gonna be a little light.
Hey, stuff happens, man. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. But you have to learn how to control yourself at the same time.
Big facts. Especially when you know you got something like that on the line coming up.
Yeah. And not to make light of the situation, but at least you get your game suspension out the way per se, and it's not a playoff game. It's just a seeding game.
Correct.
But still, it never should have occurred. I'm not saying that it should have. For anybody out there, I'm not saying it should have occurred, but you know, things happen on the floor, man. Let's look at Elijah Bernstein.
Football so hot, I'm shocked too.
Notice they won.
Hey, Elijah Burnham right there. 6 foot guard out of Houston Christian High School. He is a senior. Coach, you want to talk about him just a little bit, man, for maybe coaches who may not know who he is or what he brings to the
Man,
table?
that kid there got a nice game, man. Just watching him over the couple of last years, especially playing at Houston Christian, Texas Takeover. The biggest thing I will say, any one of those guards is there. They're proven to show that they can play at the next level. And the reason why I said it is because all the guards that go to Houston Christian have to know how to play on the ball and off the ball. Because when you have Elijah, you got Noah Khan. What's my other guard over there? Play with Team Harden.
Kobe Haynes.
Kobe Haynes. Those guys, there's a couple other guards over there as well. All of them have to play off the ball at some time, and all of them are good shooters. Elijah's a great shooter. He plays with a lot of energy, plays hard. He sees the floor. I just love the way he plays, especially his energy and his heart, man. He just plays hard every time he's on the floor, man. And to me, when guys can play with heart, play with energy, you can always find yourself on the floor in any program at any level.
No, facts. Really good kid, high motor guy, as you were speaking of. He's gonna bring you both offensively and defensively. Somebody who can get to the rim. Crafty finisher at the rim as well. Kind of knows how to create for himself. Once he gets into that paint, once he gets driving. Pretty solid, strong guard. He absorbs contact really well. Also, so for any D3 NAI school, maybe looking for a guard, hey, contact us. We can get you set up with them, man.
But I ain't gonna lie, Houston Christian always finds a way to showcase their guards, regardless if they're a whole guard team or not, man. Like that's again, big ups to Houston Christian, man. They do a great job with that.
They do. They do. That's true. They do always do a good job making sure that they can showcase what it is that they have over there. And so, salute to those guys.
Correct. Great coaching staff as well.
Yeah, good coaching staff as well. Hey, also little girls basketball playoff action been going on as well. Hey, seen some big time blowouts, man.
Yes.
Hey,
I was like, whoa, hold on, man. Like,
can we speak on that for a little bit, man? Like,
the one I for sure seen, I was like, ooh, Side Creek. I mean, that was a blowout. I was like, oh, I was like, man, but that's been one of the things I would say, especially with Gary and Rob kind of educating me. I know the Side Creek girls because, I seen those girls grow up, both of them, Texas commits. I seen them grow up playing, training in some of the same gyms I was in, trained with a couple guys I know. So, I'm always up to date on what they're doing and how their team is playing. But I always said, man, when it comes to girls basketball, it don't get really, really deep into like some big games until you get deep into the playoffs because you know who got the players and the girls who really know how to play that game, who's been playing high level AAU, getting high level training. They've been good for the last couple of years. So you will see here in probably about third round, you'll start to seeing the games get a little bit more closer. You'll start seeing a little bit more competition, but first round for girls, you got number 1 seeds going against, 4 seeds. And sometimes them 4 seeds ain't even, they're there. They're in the playoffs, but ain't no comparisons, So.
Yeah. You see more 30-point victories, in the first round. And then as you said, the later you get in, the deeper, kind of opposite of the boys. But interesting matchup that's going to be taking place second round, Fort Bend Dulles versus Jersey Village. That should be a really good girls matchup. Anybody looking to get out, catch a girls game, as well as Tompkins is playing. Katie Tompkins is playing Spring Branch Memorial. That should be, another good game. Clear Spring Girls is playing the Tascasita Girls. That should be a pretty good game. The Heights is taking on Ridge Point Girls. That should be another good game. Um, Unfortunate for Cinco Ranch, they got Side Creek, man. Hey, I mean, what more can you say? They're gonna go to state. Um, it's just it's inevitable for any team that has to match up with them. It's gonna suck because they're just tough, man. I mean, there's no other way to put it. They're just tough, man. It
Hey,
is what it
they can
is.
beat some guys' teams. I'm just letting you know, like they
Hey,
can beat some guys' teams. I don't care what nobody say. They can be mad at me all they want. Like we can talk about size and strength and all that, but those girls at Side Creek, man, like that backcourt is high level. Like that's a collegiate backcourt. Like once they get to college, like those girls are gonna be good in college. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's
mhm,
not you're not playing against normal high school girl backcourt. Like you're playing against collegiate girls like that. That's a
yeah,
collegiate backcourt. Like, those girls are high level basketball players. As their basketball IQ, their skill set, just the way they approach the game, like they approach the
mhm.
game a whole different level. You know what I'm
No, they
saying?
do. Yeah, no,
So,
they do.
it's different. So, I mean, I can't, but there's nothing you can do about that. The thing that most people can say is, hey, they're graduating.
And although they're graduating, they still got some solid young players though. Like they're not no pushovers. Like
No, no.
they may not be your top 100 type of girls, but they still solid, man.
No, yeah.
And
But
so and next year is gonna be really interesting
yeah,
to see who comes out of what
yeah.
on the
Facts.
girls side of hoops.
Facts. But I mean, just they've been terrorizing for the last 4 years. Like, I mean,
Yeah, yeah. And then even in the region too, Langham Creek girls, another good girls squad, they got a chance of making it to state, but they have to go through DeSoto, a
mm,
team who has the bigs for the
mm,
girls, as well as Duncanville. If DeSoto beat Duncanville twice this year. Duncanville, it's always been Duncanville Side Creek battle at the state championship game, but DeSoto got the size this year and been pounding the inside. And so it's going to be interesting to see how that matchup turns out. But I know, like I've seen Langham Creek girls play. Them girls ain't no pushovers either. And so it would be tight if we get a Houston matchup at state, man.
yeah,
A Houston matchup at state, it can happen, man.
yeah. That would be clean.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna jump into this Ronald Holmes
What
video.
ball so hot, I'm shocked too.
Hey, Ronald Holmes, 6'4" combo guard, could play the point or the two. Two sports star athlete, stud on the field as a QB. Um, we seen on that chase down block, the guy had at least a good 22 feet ahead of him, still was able to run him down, um, pin the shot against the backboard, block the dunk attempt. Solid body, solid build, got the football build to him, really strong when attacking the rim. He can shoot the ball a little bit from the perimeter, but more of a get downhill, bully type of guard. Has really good floor awareness, really solid, really strong, has led Northside to an undefeated record this year in district, and three years in a row district champs for 5A. So salute to them and what Ronald Holmes brings to the table. Anything that you want to chime in on Ronald Holmes?
I mean, just elite athlete, man. I love him because he's what when I was in high school, that's what I was, a football player who played basketball, switched over to basketball my last 2 years. So downhill, athletic body, strong. I love those type of guys always. I just love the way they play. But just seeing them again with beast mode, doing the summer, same thing, just an elite guard, athletic, plays very well, strong, plays defense, gets to the rim, and got a decent, good mid-range jumper too as well. But always been just a big-time athlete, kid who plays two sports. So that's one of the things I think for him, he wants to continue doing that, which is big, at the next level.
It is.
I haven't. There's only been a couple guys who've been able to do that, for a while, again. But the interesting thing is to see a guy who plays football and basketball, because most of the time in their second year, they choose a sport. But if you're like a football or baseball guy like Bo Jackson, Deion Sanders, those type of guys were able to do both of those sports and things like that. But when you play football and basketball, they run into each other. So it would be, interesting to see if he, for one, I think he can get a scholarship for both sports, but to see how long he does both sports once he gets to college.
And since you brought that up, do you know who the last player was that could have got drafted to the NBA as well as the NFL?
That I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't remember, because the people I'm gonna name, they old. Old. Like when I say old, like people don't know Martellus Bennett played his first 2 years at Texas A&M. But when he came out of high school, he was going to get drafted into the NBA straight out of high school. He was going to be the 27th pick in the second round. Number one tight end in the nation. Decided to go to Texas A&M and go ahead and play football, play both sports. It was a kid, again, who really wanted to be a Miami Hurricane, but they didn't want him to play basketball as well. So he went to A&M to play both sports. Julius Peppers played both sports. Basketball and football. But over the last couple of years, I don't know exactly who was the last person to play both sports.
The one who was close, who could have chose to get drafted by the NFL or go NBA route, was Charlie Ward.
I was just about to say that Heisman. I forgot about that.
Charlie Ward chose to, play basketball, man. New York Knicks.
Yeah.
Fell to some other teams as well. A lot of people felt he should have went the football route, but hey, man, sometimes when you're fortunate enough to be able to chase your dream like that, chase the dream, man.
Nah, it's a lot of guys, man. Jason Williams played football and basketball.
Yeah, no, there's lots of guys who play both.
Yeah, he played with Randy Moss. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know that Jay Will played with Randy Moss. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, Allen Iverson.
Yeah, and people talk about this a lot, but imagine LeBron James on the football field.
Come on, man. He was number one receiver. Hey, that guy.
I'm just saying,
hey, that guy was unreal, man. I don't care. Like I said, like I tell everybody, he would have been the GOAT in both sports, man. Like he would have been one of the best receivers the probably play. So
he would have been, man. Baller Plug, what's going on, man?
Excuse my absent, fellas. Excuse me.
Oh, man. It's all right, man.
It's all good, man.
Hey, we was talking about a little girls' action before you had hopped on and did a recap of Ronald Holmes. Just talking about how, it's tough for anybody who has to match up with Side Creek. And then I went over a couple of matchups that might be good for people to get out and see. Then we talked about Langham Creek girls being in Region 2. And, but they still have to go through DeSoto and Duncanville. Just any other thing that you would like to share, man, about the girls' playoff that's going on right now?
A lot of teams got their first win before the weather got bad, so they got those nerves out. Shout out Ridge Point, shout out Mansfield, shout out Shadow Creek, shout out Side Creek, Katie Tompkins, Dulles. It's a lot of teams. But I saw some kids, the last two playoff games that really kind of surprised me. Ava Wilts from Nederland. She put up 20 in a loss, but she went down swinging. And Cyrich got to see Asia
Mhm.
Broughton, the sister of Vernon Broughton, the UT football star. So I got to see some teams that I really didn't get to see during the regular season, during the playoffs. And also got to I get to put him in trouble, right? I
Man,
get
tell Coach Bobby to get off the line, man. Answer the phone. Tell him, hey, you doing the show right now, man. Hey, real quick, Dulles and Jersey Village. Talk about that matchup, man.
Dallas and Jersey Village is gonna be good because you got the two outstanding guards for Jersey Village, seniors, and then you also got Dulles, who, I feel like is the probably deepest team in this playoffs. And they don't know I don't Dulles doesn't realize like, oh, this is a party for the big wigs. They came to like crash the party and tear some stuff up. So that's gonna be a good high paced game, I think. Just because they both like to get up and down the court and get some buckets up.
Okay. What about the Tompkins and Memorial game?
Now, I didn't get to see any one of them play during a regular season, but I know a couple of players for Katie Tompkins, especially Crystal Smith. Got to watch her a lot this summer. She's just a savvy veteran guard, right? Memorial beat Bel Air in the first round and beat them handedly too. So that's gonna be a good one. If I'm not mistaken, I think maybe Katie Tompkins will probably pull that out a little easier because they just have so much. They've been there before.
Mm. And then Clear Springs, Atascocita. I'm hearing that's going to be a good girls matchup.
See, that was penciled on mine. Like, I wanted to definitely see Atascocita. Clear Springs was on my radar since last year. Uh, Through whatever reasons, couldn't get to see him though. I'd take Clear Springs over there. Like,
Okay.
just because they see a lot of different teams, but Clear Springs is coached very well, and I think they'll fare very well in this matchup.
Okay. Okay. There you go.
You know what game I'm really looking forward to seeing?
Oh, what's that?
Foster versus Barbers Hill.
I forgot about 5'8" girls. Yeah.
Foster versus Barbers Hill. Foster,
That should be a good game too.
they're very athletic. They're very up and down, very rough. They're they're talked about, but I think they might have a good path through the playoffs. Foster girls, but Barbers Hill is no pushover either. They were very highly talked about and highly rated in the beginning of the season. But that should be a good matchup as well.
I
What
like it.
about the what?
I
Real
like
quick,
y'all
man,
saying a lot of these names.
what about
I'm noticing. I'm noticing that a lot of the girls and boys schools having both programs are in the playoffs doing good. Like that's big. Like like I've noticed that just kind of hearing hearing Gary over the last couple of weeks. We've been doing this about the girls, and I'm hearing more names: Shadow Creek, Tascocita, Dulles, Barbers Hill, Foster, Side Creek. Side Creek. Both teams are good. Things like that. So that's good, man. I mean, that's good for Houston basketball.
I got another one for you, Ant. Ridge Point and Heights.
Yep, both of them. Yeah, both boys and girls are good. Yep, that's good. Like
also Beaumont United, boys and girls, both are undefeated. Both of them are undefeated. Have not lost. Have not.
wow,
That's
that's
we
good.
how tough that Beaumont United team is because shout out Coach Dixon and Summer Creek as well. But that Beaumont United girls team, they tough, and you know how tough they are? They went through a hurricane, showed up to play.
They did. They came and played.
They didn't have no power that morning when they left the house. You know, girls like to put on makeup and everything.
Yeah.
Big. And they showed up and they was ready.
No,
I don't want to say how
did.
ready they was, but they was ready. So
Yeah.
shout them out. Those ladies are incredibly tough. But yeah, it's some good matchups all across this board. And also I would like to shout out Coach Trey, Houston Dream, Adam Coleman from the Chronicle, because I wouldn't have all this pretty information if it wasn't for their due diligence in the girls' basketball. So I don't want anybody to think, oh, I just been out here just covering all about. Nope. It takes a village. It takes teamwork, and teamwork makes the dream work. So shout out those guys. Shout out HTX Sports, because I mean he been showing up for the girls.
He has, man. Shout out to Michael, man.
And put up some great footage and getting these girls all the exposure that they can have.
Yeah.
What you about to ask me today?
Real quick before we go on, what about the Manville Fulshire matchup?
Girls?
Yeah.
Manville and Jordan Marshall. See, I saw them in their opening round preview at Shadow Creek against Needland. They are tough. Because, like, if you see in the interview, one of the girls was just like, man, I'm not that good at offense, but I'm going to play some defense. So, and she kept it real. Like, when and we talk about that a lot, about knowing your role and being great at your role, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I really felt like they knew what their role was. Like they pressed very well. Now I thought Dulles pressed well, Manville presses well as a team, but Jordan Marshall, oh man, she a stone cold scorer, man. 39 in the playoff debut, 36 in the playoff debut. That's tough. I don't care who you playing. And she scored at all 3 levels. So,
Yeah. And so, hey, there you have it. We talk some girls hoops, man. Showing the girls some love here on the shot clock, man. All season long. Even when we get into the grassroots, a lot of people call it AAU. I try to stay away from the term AAU because AAU is actually an entity. That's like saying EYBL under UAA. And so I just say grassroots basketball. And so, thank you, Baller Plug, for all that you do for both sides, boys and the girls. Just keep grinding, man. Keep us attentive to it, man, and keep that narrative going, man, because these girls can hoop as well. And the state of Texas, even the city of Houston itself, All American after All American after All American. But we don't pump it like we would the boys' side. I think Houston has the most WNBA players of all time. So hey, we just gotta start pumping.
Man,
we gotta start pumping the girls, man. I gotta start doing better as well.
Hey, the girls basketball was so good in the WNBA so early. They didn't want us to have a team no more. They was like, nah, y'all can't have no team no more. 4 rings off the rip. Hey, no more WNBA teams. Period. No more. No more. So.
All right. So
shout out to Cynthia Cooper. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know what I'm saying?
Up next, we got What You Talking About, Willie.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Willis?
What's good, world? We're in a very time of the month that, is Black History Month, things like that. So for me today, I just wanted to kind of bring basketball in this month to kind of talk about Black History Month and things like that. Not so much about basketball, but to kind of bring something to light, that I feel that, just everything that's kind of going on in today's world, as we've been dealing with the last couple of years. I wanted to just talk about equality. I think that word brings so much in so many different ways. And I think for me, as a Black man, I think that speaks loudly for me in so many ways. Is growing up, being an athlete, being able to interact with so many different cultures and so many different races. I feel like sports have really done a great job, especially with basketball, then being able to bridge that gap and kind of help us as a society and to help us see that, we're all equal. And, that's one of the reasons why I love basketball. That's why I love to coach basketball. But I think the other thing also about that word equality, I think we as sometimes don't understand that, in the basketball world, we all may not get equal opportunities, but I think the biggest thing that we need to understand is that we all get opportunities. So for me, I'm actually going to talk about opportunities today. I just want to kind of talk about that first because I think a lot of time kids today have a hard time making certain choices with what they want to do with their life, what they want to do with their career as basketball, and what they want to do at the next level. I think for me, if we understand that maybe not everything in life, we get everything equal, but if we kind of say, we all get an opportunity, then I think the biggest thing we can all kind of put our hats on is that be prepared for your opportunity. Be prepared for when that time comes. I think within these next couple of weeks, the reason why I want to talk about this is because we're going to have a lot of seniors and a lot of kids, boys, especially even girls, are going to be trying to figure out where they're going to go to college at. And with the times that we're going through with this pandemic, we're going to have a lot of kids who are going to be, having to take their time to figure out where they're going to go and play basketball next year. And I just want to say, like, parents and kids and players out there in this basketball world, understand, you are going to have an opportunity, but it may not be the opportunity you think you should deserve or you should get. But an opportunity is something that you never want to pass up because you never know when you may get that opportunity. And, with just, thinking maybe what this guy got this opportunity, this guy, well, we all ain't gonna get the same equal opportunities, but we are gonna get opportunities to do what we love to do. And I think if us as a basketball community understand that, I think over the next couple months, we can really help a lot of these kids make very smart decisions on where they should go to college and things like that, because there's a lot of things that these high school players and parents are not going to understand, that once this transfer portal kind of comes in and all these kids can start transferring, they're eligible to play right away. You got seniors who are going to come back for an extra year. You got guys getting that year back. That, we have to really understand what opportunity means and just take the opportunity that's presented to you and try to do your best with that opportunity. So I just wanted to kind of shine that, two things on light today to everybody, just about, us being in the month of February, Black History, and what we've been dealing with over the last couple of years. Over the last year and a half, going on 2 years with everything, us with the word equality, but then also just to kind of talk to the basketball world about opportunities, because a lot of people struggle with not getting equal opportunity, where people think they should get some of the same opportunities as other people, but that's not life. So I just wanted to kind of talk about that a little bit today for y'all. And again, happy Valentine's Day to everybody, and as well, happy Black History as well.
Yeah, man, I didn't say that at the beginning of the show. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody out there in the love
Man, you know
world,
they don't
man.
love nobody.
Hey, I'm just saying, I would have shaved for y'all, but I'm looking. I'm looking scruffy. I'm looking scruffy, man. But
That
you know, opportunities. I'm glad that you kind of brought that up. You know, it's good for us to present these young athletes with opportunities to showcase their game, and then it's good for us on our behalf to then go out and to pump them up to the college coaches, regardless of what level they may fall under. It should not matter what level you fall up under. It should be my job to give you that opportunity to showcase yourself. And now I have to go and try to help present that opportunity for you to be able to play at the next level. That's what we're supposed to be doing. You know, Gita, anything that you want to chime in about opportunities?
sometimes it's not fair.
It ain't
And
fair.
I can't stress that enough. Like sometimes something has to break your way, and it always helps, but opportunity isn't always fair, and it's always not there. So I don't I don't. Y'all said everything else. I just want to let people know sometimes, it's just not gonna be fair.
Yeah, but I think opportunity is fair. It's just I think sometimes people don't understand what the word opportunity is. I think that's where the fairness comes in, is that we're all presented with different opportunities. I think if we stop worrying about the level of the opportunity and make the opportunity what we want it to be, then I think overall we'll understand that in some ways we do all get equal opportunity because everybody is presented at some point in their life with a opportunity. I think that's one of the things that we got to get better with, in especially in the basketball world, because I think a lot of the times we're not teaching kids to understand what opportunities are, and especially for us, kids as athletes, especially in basketball world, because I hate to say it, it's nothing, against anybody, but basketball is predominantly a black sport. So I think the biggest thing is sometimes our youth need to understand that it ain't always gonna be D1, it ain't gonna always be D2. It's the opportunity to get an education and to better yourself as a young man, as a young woman, and use it to help you in life. And if you get the opportunity to make money doing it, then great, applaud. But at some time, we got to understand that the opportunity is to figure out a way to get that school paid for, because we all know, man, shoot, some of these schools, man, we talking about 30 some thousand a semester, or for the year and things like that. So for me, uh do coaches push all kids on that opportunity, or the ones he feels that, like, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, that is a true statement in so many ways, but I'm a firm believer that, I ain't gonna get religious on everybody in here, but I'm a firm believer that God would always send somebody your way to help you out when the time comes. And when it comes, you got to be able to know what that opportunity is. And I think we all can say on here that we have helped kids, multiple kids who coaches did not help them get opportunities. And those kids look at us and be like, nah, I don't want that. Nah, that ain't for me. And it's like, but what do you mean? Like, it's an opportunity. Like, it's an opportunity. And that's my point, that, I think some of these coaches do got to get better with, just being up to date. There's a lot of coaches you look in high school who don't have a Twitter. And I feel like you don't need a Twitter to be on there to communicate with everybody, but you need to have a Twitter to, like, update people on what's going on with your kids at their school, their stats, and different things like that, where it's free. Like, it's free, and I
In a
think it's
pandemic,
yeah, exactly.
in a pandemic, it does not hurt you.
Yeah. But I think some of the coaches just don't care about that. They just care about their program. And again, I'm gonna say this, nothing against that. Their job is to teach, because they are teacher first. Because in Texas, the biggest issue is if we were able to hire basketball coaches without a teacher's degree, like in some states, you probably will have more coaches pushing kids because you will have more coaches who are basketball first and not a teacher first. That's a big difference. And that's why sometimes in the private school world, it's a little bit better because you got coaches who are coaches, like they coaches all year round. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. But we do got to get better with just promoting kids, because I think from high schools, I think every coach should have a Twitter, even if it's just their school Twitter. It ain't got to be their personal Twitter or nothing like that. And I think
we don't want to know about you as the coach. Like, it could be the school athletic Twitter.
But I think mostly everybody getting up to date with it. I think a lot of people, I would say, I have to give credit that I've seen, especially this year, I've seen a lot of coaches that are now on Twitter for athletics and at least are posting like what their score was, you know, from that standpoint.
And I want to chime in real quick with this question that Mr. Ferguson presented with us. Do all coaches push kids on opportunities or ones? Yes, they always push the ones who they feel can make it first. That's just being real, being transparent. Coaches don't always push those other kids, because you made another statement that says, with that kid in practice, that kid may be out working everybody in practice, but he doesn't get a nod in the game. And that happens a lot too. And so coaches always push those kids or put the kids in position in which they feel that is going to benefit them the most, or which they feel that can actually play at that next level. Everybody else, I don't really know about y'all, kind of like what, a lot of people talk about on behind the scenes, I'm just here for the paycheck. I'm just here for the stipend. I don't really care per se, as Ant was saying, like maybe if the culture was to be able to change to where, like back in Illinois, where I'm from, you don't have to work for the high school. You don't have to, be a teacher to be a coach for any sport at all. I'm talking about public school. And so, yes, there are some coaches, and then there's other coaches still, but even back home, who they're just there for the check. They're not there for the kids per se. But that's where people like us come in, and it is our job to push kids. I send out video after video after video. I make phone calls. I do all this stuff on behalf of kids without receiving a penny, because that's not what I'm here for. I'm here to try to help you. And as you said, Ant, I think that we as a culture, we don't use basketball as a tool. We use basketball to get to the NBA. We don't say, hey, use basketball as a tool to gain a free education, to graduate debt free. That's not the narrative that a lot of people push. They just push, hey, use basketball, you get an NBA. Hey, you come from a low poverty situation. 9 times out of 10, you're more likely to make it than those who already have it. And so these are the things that kids see and that people put in kids' heads, instead of being like, hey, man, I want you to be better than me as an individual, not just a basketball player, but better than me as a person. I want you to be able to do way more than I was able to do. I wasn't able to go to school. Maybe I wasn't able to get that degree, but hey, you have a talent, you have a gift, go get that degree and do more than what I was able to do, and so that's just.
And I hate to tell Ant this too, though, but I'm gonna be transparent. The issue that most of the time that kid who is outworking that guy in the practice may not be a college basketball player. The kid who we are pushing, we may see the potential that he actually can play at the next level. And as a coach, sometimes that's a hard choice to make, where you have kids who work their butt off, great kids, always work hard, and and you may be able to use them in a high school situation for you to get wins, different things like that. But at the collegiate level, they may not just be a collegiate basketball player. And that sometimes happens a lot, that some of the kids who may not be collegiate basketball players outwork the guy who got the collegiate talent. And that sometimes is the issue, the biggest issue that we run into sometimes as coaches and things like that and forth. But I mean, I think my biggest thing, like G-Day said, man, I just need for us to get better with teaching these kids to understand why they're trying to take these opportunities, you know, because I think that's the biggest thing that we're failing with today, because everybody ain't going to the NBA, everybody ain't going overseas. So we need to teach the kids to get an education and then do something with it so they can make money that ain't got to do it. And they can still do stuff in sports, coaching, you know, broadcast. It's a lot of stuff they can do, man. Just a lot. So
It is. We're gonna jump to this Jaden Briscoe video real quick.
It's a movement.
Hey, Jaden Briscoe of the Heights High School, 6'2" point guard. He played with Texas Takeover Chaos out of the Dallas area. Um, he's a really high IQ guard. Sees the floor very well. He understands patience. He understands, positioning. He knows how to read defenses really well. Just a solid guard overall. Maybe not a big time scoring guard that a lot of people are accustomed to seeing. The kind of kids that people, as we just were talking about, people push more. But this is more of a kid who's a facilitator first. Kind of point guard, 6'2", solid frame. He can shoot the basketball. He can get in the mid range. He can get to the rim, as you was able to see. Like, he could do those things. But his first mindset is to break down the defense, distribute the ball. Fellas, what's your take on that?
I don't know the kid that well, so I can't put any
I got you, Ant. I got you covered. I was
know.
just posting us on the gram. That's all.
Oh, got you.
I got to watch that Texas Chaos team this summer in Dallas. And when I tell you he's one of those, get back down 9, get up 10 type of guys. Like, he's very hard nosed. He's not one of those cool kids that, just want to come out and be like, he get to it. He gets to it. And he
Everybody, that nigga cousin.
he helps Heights do what they do very well. He's such a Rob Barreras type point guard, so which is why they're in the playoffs now, so I like his game. They played a lot in Dallas during the pandemic, though, so I could see why you didn't see him here, because that's where they're originally from. But I got to watch them. They also had some length on that team too.
Yeah,
so
they did.
They made some noise. And was just coached well,
Yep. All right, so on behalf of my boy Rob, man, got my guy Sam Bradford on deck, man. Sam, man, what's going on, man?
What's up?
Hey, man.
Yo,
What's up?
Goose Creek Memorial, man. Nobody seen this coming, Sam. Nobody. But you was telling us from the beginning. You was telling us from the beginning before the season even started. Um, hey, be on the lookout, man. What can you tell us about just the coaching change and the culture at Goose Creek Memorial?
The coaching from last year to this year, the coaching it changed a lot. Cause our coach this year, he really got us going with a new territory. Yeah, it's really going good this year.
No, that's good, man. And so I got to see you play as a sophomore. When didn't hardly anybody know who you were, knew anything about you. Um, just talk about the transition from your sophomore high school season to the summer to getting the notoriety into this junior year of high school. Like, what has that been like for you? You went from kind of unknown, nobody knew who you was. You know, I came out, shot a video. The next thing you know, everybody's trying to recruit you to come play for their AAU teams, and then after that, now you do a really good job in the summertime and you're having a phenomenal junior season. So just kind of walk us through, what all that has been like so far.
For my sophomore year, knowing that I was unknown, it really just kept me with a chip on my shoulder for everybody to know me from the summer to this year, and now I keep that chip on my shoulder and go hard every game.
What's up, Sam? How you doing, man? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
What's going on, man?
What's up?
So how do y'all keep the momentum going in the playoffs, man? Y'all got a tough first round game against Tyler Jackson and Needland. I know you've been matched up with the best player every game. So how y'all keep that mindset, man, now going from being the underdog every game to being probably the favorite to win that game?
Just staying focused, being ready for the game, just playing hard every game, all game.
Okay. Tell us about some of your teammates, man, that a lot of people might not know about. Because I know y'all got some talent over there, but the general Greater Houston might not know, man. Just give us a little synopsis about, everybody who y'all got over there, man.
Devin Figueroa, he can really shoot. He'll get to the hole. That Malik, he the same. He can really shoot. He got mid range pull up. Vaughn, he a nice guard. And Darius, he gonna shoot it.
Yeah. Coleman got a lot of confidence, man. He the quiet assassin, man. He the loud dude. That's my guy, though.
Yeah.
So what you looking forward to this summer, man? I know this is a big summer for you. I know you had success last year, and how do you carry over your success from high school to the summer ball this year?
Say it again. It was messing up.
Oh, I said, how do you carry over the success that you have had in your high school season personally to the summer to AAU?
Can't hear you. You can hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can't hear you no more.
Hold on. Can you? Hello? Hello? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Rob. I said repeat the question, man.
Sam said he couldn't hear me.
Oh, okay. So maybe Sam lost feed, man.
Okay. How y'all guys doing?
So when somebody hits your line, sometimes you gotta leave and come back in because I done had.
Oh yeah. If you're on the phone, I forgot. Yeah, if you're on the phone, you get them phone calls.
I heard what you said, and that's my cousin, man. That's my fiance.
Hey, I just repeated what G-Day said. That was all.
I be knowing these people, these my cousins.
Why you doing these? You not disturbed on them. So why you doing your interview thing? You know how to do that? Go to your settings.
I'll put it on.
Put it on.
We're gonna let Sam get situated, man, so you can finish your interview, man. Sneaking on the show.
But yeah,
hey man,
I missed the day right.
I'm in an undisclosed location, man, but I had to,
What was all right about G-Dot, man?
you told me, you was like, man, there's this kid that nobody really knows about, Sam Bradford. And I was like, Sam Bradford? Okay. So I was like, all right. I walk into Legacy, and this is like when, pandemic we just got back in the gym. Man, I seen them come and drop that hammer. I say, okay, that boy Trung had him, Matthew Lewis, and Sean Elkerton. They had some teams kind of mad, had some teams kind of pissed off in Legacy that weekend. I was like, okay, I can dig it. And they just built upon it, and they were consistently being consistent. Like it took a while before teams kind of got how their playing style was. And like I say, Sam and the TTG team took off.
Yeah, for sure. They caught a lot of people last year, man. They caught a lot of people last year.
Yeah, that Matthew Lewis, Rob didn't want to know, but that Matthew Lewis is real.
What's going on, guys?
Hey man, what's going on, Jalen, man?
Man, look who it is. It's
a lot of people don't know who you are, Jalen. So introduce yourself to the world, man.
All right. Well, my name is Jalen Warren. I'm currently the owner of Southeast Texas Scouting, and like I said, man, I'm just here to help by any means necessary. Here to help and learn, man. So I'm here, man, ready to get it. You know what I mean? And Houston is definitely my home. It's been my home for about 3 months now, so I'm out here for good. So just trying to get it, learn these kids, and yeah, man.
Oh, that boy in Houston now?
Yeah. Jalen, he done moved from Walmart to Houston, man.
I had to, man. I had to.
Lock in.
Real quick, Jalen, man. Speak on Southeast Texas basketball, man.
Man, Southeast Texas basketball really runs deep, man. And you talking about a guy, I mean, granted, I'm only 24 years old, man, but I honestly and truly probably been watching basketball probably since about 07. You know what I mean? My sister graduated high school in 2009. So it was just more so of like the love for me. Granted, I did play basketball in high school. I stopped playing after my sophomore year. It was between band and basketball, and honestly and truly, I kind of felt more in love with band. And but like I said, the talent has always been there. But just honestly and truly, when it comes down to I guess promoting the kids and just the kids getting out there like that, it's really been rare. It's really been rare. Like I said, Josh Lamb started his company when Traylon and Wesley were 8th graders. You know what I mean? So that just shows you that ain't nobody really. I mean, I felt like if a person got noticed where I'm from, 9 times out of 10, they were playing with a Houston AAU team from elementary to high school. Whether that's Etorian Wilrich, graduated class of 15, Jordan Hunter, class of 15. Like, all those guys were playing with Houston Hoops and Pro Skills and Texas Pro and all, you know what I mean? All those kind of teams as a youngin' to basically to high school. So it was just like, okay, y'all already gonna know them, the Jacobin Browns, like y'all already gonna know them kind of people. But it's a lot of other kids that really don't get noticed. And like I say, man, don't get me wrong, basketball is not an equal opportunity sport whatsoever. But it's a lot of kids out there, man. It's a lot of kids. It's a lot of talent out there, man. But like I said, we don't honestly and truly, we don't have a lot of the resources that these other people that these other places have. And that's no excuse. You know what I mean? There's no excuse at all. But that's just what it is, man. We don't have a lot of the resources and things like that these other places have. But the talent is definitely there, man. The talent is definitely there.
It is. And Jalen, we're gonna let Rob finish his segment, and we're gonna hop.
I got a question real quick, man.
What's up?
I'm holding. Hey man, I love the story. You know, you my guy. I'm holding your feet to the fire. Will Beaumont United make it to state? Is this an unbiased opinion? Will Beaumont United make it to state?
What's wrong with this guy?
No. Look, I'm gonna keep it.
A legitimate question, Anthony. It's a lot of smoke in 5A.
Number 2 in the state. Number 1 player in the state, man.
That's your opinion.
Honestly,
your opinion.
I think we have a chance to make it to state. All I'm gonna say is is if that big that Lancaster got that transfer in the middle of the season, if he's ever bit of what he's advertised to be, then we gonna have an issue. You know what I mean? We gonna have an issue. Other than that, we good.
Hold on. I know I gotta do my sound. It's the people you gotta see in the region before you start talking about Lancaster, though.
But I ain't, man. Look,
the people in this region.
Jalen, let them know, Jalen.
Look, man, I ain't honestly and truly, look, man. Like I'm just telling you how it is. Honestly,
we got a team. We got a team with an ESPN top 30 player and a Georgia commit on it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so you talking about Bryce Briggs and Tyrone Baker.
And we got another team that's been playing together since the 7th grade with all 5 starters.
Who is that? Manville? Which team?
Yeah. It's some teams in your region. You know, you got a 6'8" post that's a lineman and a wing that's going to East Carolina. That's a potential 2nd round matchup. It's some teams in this region.
Hey, Rob, you can't say a lineman. That's boy top 5.
Hey, man. I just mean, look,
NFL team. Mother, we respect out here.
Yeah, you right. ESPN top 10 offensive lineman.
My whole thing is
my bad, Drew.
Does Tyrone handle business when it comes down to Arsenal? That's all I want to know. That's all I want to know, because it ain't gonna be Bryce Briggs and Arsenal holding each other. It's not gonna happen. It's just not. It's not gonna happen.
Hey, man, I'm not saying you wrong. I'm just saying it's the people in this region is tough.
We're gonna come right back to that.
All right.
We're gonna come right back to that. All right, we're gonna finish this Sam Bradford, all right?
Yeah.
This man crazy. Hello?
Hello.
You can hear me, Sam?
Yes, sir, I can hear you.
Okay. What I was saying was, how do you take the success that you have had personally in school, in high school, and translate it to have another successful AAU season?
Just transferring over to get ready for AAU.
Yeah.
Picking the right team to play with.
Picking the right team to play with. So is you okay? So is that already done, or are you still in the works of it?
I'm still in the works of it.
Okay. Man, so for coaches that never seen you play before, like tell us some, like how do you describe your game?
Really, my game, I can do everything. I drive, pass, dribble. So I describe it as like all around game.
Okay.
Team player.
Okay. How have your parents, like, how has the support of your parents been during your high school season? Like, I know they be there. I know your mom. Like, how has that affected you? Like, I know that feel good when you look in the stands and you see that you got the support every game.
It feel good, but I don't even look in the stands when I'm on the court.
You know, oh, okay. All right, man. All right, killer. I know you're a quiet assassin, man. I know, man. So, we're gonna play a little game. I don't know if you've been watching the show, but every week we play a game called This and That. So we're gonna play a little game called This and That. I'm gonna give you 2 options, and then you tell me what you like, right? So I always start. I'm gonna always ask this question, man: LeBron James or Michael Jordan?
Michael Jordan.
Oh, we snapped that boy. All right, okay, Sam, you really my guy. No, would you rather get a game clinching defensive play or a game winning shot?
Winning shot.
Winning shot. Okay. Do you rather play pickup ball or individual, or would you rather do individual workouts?
Individual workouts.
Individual workouts. Okay. And the last question, man. Lil Baby or NBA Young Boy?
Young Boy.
Why?
No, I like Young Boy better than Lil Baby.
Okay. I guess Young Boy gonna keep on winning, man.
I'm telling you, Rob, man, Young Boy Young boys,
Well, Rob, you got to pick better rappers, man.
I'm telling you, man.
Sam, really quickly, man. Give
Hey,
the people
bro.
Get the people out there your Instagram and your Twitter so they can
I'm
follow.
gonna say this every time, man. Boys tripping on this Michael Jordan LeBron. Man. Y'all tripping.
Hey, give the people your Instagram and your Twitter and everything so they can follow you, man. And also tell them your info for your playoff game. Man.
All right, my Instagram is Bucket Getter Sam. And my Twitter, Sam Bradford 22.
Okay.
And for the playoff game, it's gonna be Friday at 7 at East Chambers High School.
All right.
Hey, come to play, Sam. Come to play, man.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, Sam, my boy Sam gonna do his thing.
I like him. I like him.
Sam about to be matched up with Tyler Jackson, man.
That's why I say come to play.
Hey,
I like Sam though. I like.
Okay,
Sam.
before we let Sam go, Sam always guards whoever is the best player of the opposing team. It doesn't matter if they're the point guard 5'10".
Yeah.
It don't matter if it's the postman who's 6'10". Sam always gets the assignment to guard the best player on the opposite side of the ball, and he always does very well. So,
he do.
Hey, I'm Team Sam, man. I've been Team Sam from the beginning. I've been telling everybody about Sam. I love Miss Joni Powell. That's his mom. Hey, man, she shows love. Sam shows love, man. So it's all love, to them, man. Sam, keep hooping, man. Keep doing your thing, man.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, Sam, for coming on, man. Appreciate you.
Love your game. Good luck in the playoffs.
Like usually, bro.
Thank you.
All right. Now, Jalen and Rob, we can get back to it.
Hey, man.
Hey, man, all I'm saying is I'm just, you know what I'm saying? I'm just giving people, I just want to give the people the options, man. It ain't no
Beaumont United
through the region, man. You know what I'm saying? I know Anthony say Terrence Arsenault, that's my guy. Mr. Arsenault, Miss Arsenault, Terrence, that's my guy. But ESPN has a player rated in the top 30 in our city. You know what I'm saying? He is currently the consensus number 2 player if we could accumulate all the rankings from the city. And I Traylon Porsche, I respect it. I respect Wesley Yates. I respect Coach Green, you know what I'm saying? State champion with North Shore in 2014. I respect all that. But in the region, you ain't just gonna walk through the region, man. We got
think about it though. Not to cut you off, Rob. Think about,
cut Rob off.
Think about it. It's 2021 now. I mean, you can date back to probably 2014 of us really running through Houston like that.
Damn, Jalen.
Let
me say something. Now I'm gonna cut you off. Now let's 2 of them matchups. Y'all had the coaching battle from the beginning. I ain't gonna say no names.
Y'all
had a 6. Y'all went against a dude that was 6'10".
Oh, I know you talking about. You talking about? Yeah, I know. I already know. That's why we lost.
But y'all had some dogs on that team, man.
That's why I said different era, man. That's a different era.
Rob, I'm just gonna say this, man. Terrence Arsenault, we just got off with a kid who played both sides of the ball, Sam Bradford. Terrence Arsenault is another guy who played both sides of the ball. And for me, when they get down to the playoffs, that's big. You know what I'm saying? And, I'm going to be honest. None of those schools, and like Jalen just said, got anybody who can hold Terrence Arsenault.
Hey, I just want y'all to know that boy Sean Walker is on the chat line writing notes.
Man, out here, I'm not gonna say that he gonna stop him,
like
but
nobody cares
if they play Foster in the second round, man, I'm not finna just let y'all do this disparage Chancellor White like he ain't like he lunched me, bro.
Look, he not lunched me. He
won for a reason. You feel
Hey, you right.
Let's put a little.
You right.
Hey, Gary, I don't know how you wearing that hood, man. I had to take my hood off.
Hey, it's
all I'm
cold
saying
in
is
my,
this.
bro.
I ain't saying that he finna run through them, but like I ain't saying he gonna run through all them. But when it comes down to those matchups in those games, like I think he gonna win some of those matchups. Now, me, I'm gonna show talk trash because I want all them games to be tough.
Yeah.
and the reason why I'm gonna keep supporting Terrence because most of everybody gonna say, "Oh, he gonna lose against Bryce Griggs. Okay,
Exactly.
Manville. It's gonna happen. So I need all those games to be fire.
I don't have Bryce Griggs. I have Manville. I've had Manville since August. Sean Walker, Chris Morris, Zaire Hayes, Mason McBride, Azari Woods, been together since the 7th grade. Got a 6'8" post. Got
break down the rounds. So break down the rounds. How they will fall for those 4 schools. Foster,
Manville played Barbers Hill first,
and then they play the winner out of Madison and Angleton in the 2nd round. Beaumont United would play potentially Foster in the 2nd round, Jeff.
Yep.
Because I'm not looking at the bracket right now. I believe it's Foster in the 2nd round.
It is.
Yeah. And then the 3rd round, the winner of those, like if Madison played Manville, the winner of that game will play the winner of Foster and Beaumont United, if I'm not mistaken, to go to regionals.
So Hightower won't see Manville. They won't see Manville or until regional
finals.
Okay.
So they'll potentially play, if Pato was to go through, they will potentially play Pato in the semifinals of regional. So they won't play the other side until
they're gonna play Pflugerville Hendrickson. I'm telling you.
Well, that's what you picking. I'm picking Pato. But yeah, one of them two.
I'm telling you, Pflugerville Hendrickson.
Hold on, did I? I might have picked Pflugerville Henderson.
Hey, Calvin over here, you know what I'm saying? KF alumni.
Mr. Williams, can we get some respect, because Klein Forest did finish 2nd, and we did get that district prediction right with Klein. We said Klein was going to finish 1st, Mr. Calvin. Can we get respect on that?
But I am not gonna lie. For whatever reason, no matter where they finish at the district. Every year,
said we play 5-on-5, not 1-on-1.
Hey,
you gotta
Hey, bro, I'm telling you, they somebody is gonna get pissed off, right? So let's just imagine everything stays the same, and that's no disrespect to Hightower, because until we talk about anything else, Hightower the defending champs, right? You got to put some respect on Coach Wood's name, right?
We do. And me and Ann was talking about that, because that last year will always go down as an asterisk season, regardless.
Asterisk. So that means I can tell my kid I'm one Tremont mark away from a ring. It don't work like that.
In the record books, it goes.
You didn't get to play it. So everybody was crowned champs.
Everybody got crowned champion last year. I mean, I'm not taking. Let me say this. I don't want to disrespect Coach Woods, hell of a coach. I don't want to disrespect Tyrone Baker, the court.
I still felt that Hightower was going to win last year.
Me too.
State. I felt Dickinson was going to beat Duncanville last year. State.
Me too.
I felt Yates was going to beat Faith Family last year. I felt these things, but COVID messed us up, man. You called me, remember? I was 20 minutes outside of San Antonio. Gary, you called me like, hey, there ain't gonna be no state, man. I'm like, Gary, what are you talking about? It is gonna be state.
I'm getting gas. I'm about to get on the road, bro. We got credentials. And then all of a sudden they play 2 games and we gonna cancel the rest. They already got it. Might as well play it.
Man, that's how I felt. I was right there. Had to turn all the way around, man.
Hey, you saying that, but Summer Creek got to play potentially Clearbrook in the 2nd round and Shadow Creek in the 3rd round just to get to the regionals.
And Miss Raspberry, we're gonna do a playoff show on either Wednesday night late or Thursday. So we can everybody can get their predictions in. We can get on here, tear each other heads off about games.
Wait. We
can get the fans going crazy, going nuts. Huh?
The whole play. They're not gonna be the playoff. The playoff bracket's not gonna be set until Wednesday night after
Wednesday night.
Clear Falls and all them play.
Yeah, Wednesday night, first playoff game Thursday. So we gonna get everybody riled up, man.
Hey, I will say this though, looking at the playoff bracket.
Calvin Williams said we've been here before. I hear him say that all the time at basketball games. Every time Klein Forest down, I always hear his voice. He be like, "We've been here before." He get all the fans pumped up.
I ain't gonna say nothing.
Hey, I was at the Cowboy game Friday. He was in there lit. Hey, he was so lit. He had one of the Cowboy parents get upset with him and come across the gym.
Blasphemy.
Yeah, Carter, you tripping, Carter.
Blasphemy, Carter.
Carter, you tripping.
Hey, we got Jalen on here. Jalen, we gotta talk about this grassroots, man. We gotta talk about this grassroots topic.
We gonna get there. We're gonna get there, man. So Jalen, you was talking about Southeast Texas basketball and how a lot of kids don't get no love. And I remember you introduced me to a kid, Reggie. Hey man, that kid can hoop, man. Hampshire Finette. And still, a lot of people don't know about this kid. You introduced me to RJ Sears. That kid can hoop. Hardin Jefferson. And there's still a lot of people who aren't even talking about him as well. So what is it that can be done in that Golden Triangle area, man, to really pump these kids?
I mean, honestly and truly, I feel like we're off to a good start between me and Josh Lambs in terms of the media. But I mean, at the end of the day, man, it's development, man. You gotta develop, and it's no disrespect, you know what I mean, to the legends, Omar Sneed, all them boys. You know, everybody already know them. They do, you know, Omar do what he do. Everybody they do what they do, man. But development, I think, at the end of the day, is development, man. You gotta develop. I mean, think about it. At the end of the day, kids not even playing basketball as much as we used to play growing up. You know what I mean? Like, we didn't have
true.
We know we
low
have
management,
like
man.
We didn't have at the park, at the Y, at the Rick. You know what I mean? Like we didn't really have trainers like that. So
we did. Rob, we had this conversation before, man, talking about after a game or after practice, going and hooping some more, like playing pickup game and not just against our peers, but against grown men at that.
Grown men, yeah.
We played against grown men and got beat up on.
Well, I grew up at, if anybody from A-Leaf, they know about the Quill, man, about that Southwest A-Leaf Community Center.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I when I grew up, I played against Chris Marburn. I played against Carlos Hurt. I played against Rashard Lewis. I played against Yancey. I played against like some of the A-Leaf Hastings, A-Leaf LC legends, like, you know, and I didn't know nothing about AAU basketball. I played AAU for 2 years, my freshman, going into my sophomore year, and then going into my senior year. That's it. All I would do is, every Saturday and go hoop. And then when we had early dismissal, I would leave and go hoop from 1 to 3 when the adults used to come and hoop. I used to hoop with Calvin. You know what I'm saying? I used to hoop with Calvin.
Yeah.
And, you know, back in the day at First Baptist. So I didn't really know nothing about AAU. I hooped with grown men and played all the time, played all the time. Now, the truth is, I would say this, Jalen, the biggest thing that has changed is not the fact that kids are not getting development, because I think now kids have more opportunities to trainers than we did. I think the biggest thing is that with the technology today, you don't know what the right development is, because you got so much stuff on IG, so many things, so many people trying to be trainers, you know, different things like that. And you're getting a lot of kids where by the time they get to high school, they didn't have about 3 or 4 different trainers who haven't really taught them the proper stuff, how to really play basketball. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of the crafty, different moves that kids want to learn, but they really just don't know how to play basketball.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that's one of the biggest things, I think, where when we grew up, if you couldn't hoop, them old school dudes, hey, get off the court.
Yeah.
Cool. You had to earn that. Like, until you was able to play a good brand of basketball, they was not gonna respectfully pick you up and let you get next. Like, you had to learn. Like, for me, I learned how to play defense growing up, because the old school guys weren't gonna pass me the ball to shoot.
You better rebound.
So you better rebound, play defense, hustle to stay on the floor. And that's what I did. Like, I didn't, you know, unless you was a kid who kind of already played, I was a football player, but like, that's the difference now, I think, man, is that we grew up with old school ball players telling us how to play the game. Like, how to really play basketball. Now you don't. And then I understand what you said earlier about the resources out there is, different because again, ain't that many AAU teams. A lot of what problem is when you had a small areas like that, the only way y'all could get recognition if y'all was able to keep all the talent down there and play together during the summer, because then they'll be able to show like, hey, look, like we really, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, but I remember when all of them did play together though. I remember back in the day when like they had like Sneed had his team and stuff like that, where he was able to keep all the Beaumont kids. Yeah, the only people who used to come to Houston was like the names people like Jacoby, Kendrick Perkins. Those guys, they were elite guys. But just like Terrence Austin, they would come and play for the big teams here, but go right back and play with their local teams as well. So, Amari, same thing. He do that. I seen this summer he played with his local team. So.
All right, fellas.
Okay. And the other thing is, a lot of y'all good coaches now coaching in Houston now.
Hey, you said it, not me. I don't want to. But I ain't gonna lie. That's the thing.
Jalen does not want to be
about it right now, but it's more.
He don't want to be held accountable for that comment.
It's more politics than anything, man. But I ain't finna.
I'm just saying.
And Pasadena, though, we gotta go.
Hey, when you go scout down there and you go to them gyms, you really see what it really is. Like, hey, I pulled up at Hardin Jefferson, and hey, they knew I wasn't from around there. I was too free walking out here, like, and that's no disrespect because the school and the staff treated me with open arms. It was banner dropping night, but it was some people in the stands.
Yeah. It's a different breed, man. It's different.
Like, bro, my hood is bigger than Hardin Jefferson. Like, but at the same time, when they pack that school and they get to celebrating and all of that, it's two different Americas.
Honestly, that question, it's hard to say. I mean, like, just, man, I'm being honest with you. It is hard to say. Like, literally, it is hard to say.
So, what would you
I felt
say?
like I was big on Tyler Jackson early.
Me too, man. Me too.
Like, when we saw him at St. Thomas, Mr. Day, I told you, that boy can hoop. That boy can hoop. They were playing fall ball at St. Thomas. Shout out Medina. Shout out that staff. They recruit the city well. They're winning well. Like, they're just back to business. And they go and find guys like that. Like, so
I ain't gonna lie.
So Jalen, hold on.
Medina be recruiting like he from Duke.
So Jalen, would you not say like a RJ Sears as the unusual name that people may not? A lot of people don't even know who that kid is.
RJ Sears, Reggie from Hampshire for Ned. Honestly, a kid at Westbrook that he hasn't really put it together yet, but a kid by the name of Andrew Holyfield, about 6'5", 6'6", can put on the floor, can shoot it, you know what I mean? But it boils down to, the system and confidence, man, and it's a lot, man. Yeah. I mean, like I said, and then Hardin Jefferson. I think Hardin Jefferson went on like a 3 or 4 game winning streak towards the later of the season. So Hardin Jefferson is definitely a team to look out for. But like you said, man, RJ Sears, Tyler Jackson, Reggie out of Hampshire Net.
Why the kid at Silsby?
What you talking about? The two freshmen? Yeah, but that's like I say, but those are 2024, so they still got, they still got. It's just a lot of time, but like I said, and then most of everybody from Silsby is my family, man.
Yeah,
so like Jared Harris, Jalen Miller, that's two 2024s. I mean, the 2 freshmen that's at BU, Clarence Paye and KD Dotson. That's why I'm saying half of BU is underclassmen, though, man. People don't Half them dudes is underclassmen with 2 freshman starters.
Here go Jalen. Half of my family. That's because he know how good that Silsby team. Hey, they reloaded.
Hey,
You give them 2 years, that whole Silsby team
I
is
already
gonna
said it. I already said it on Twitter. I say Sizzle will be back to norm in 2 years. Just wait on it. My thing is, man, how can you expect Sizzle to compete with a Yates, man, when you recruit regularly? I mean, come on, let's talk about it. Hey,
hold on, man.
Yeah, Rob, let's talk about it, Rob.
I'm just
don't get mad at us because we.
I'm not mad. I'm just saying.
But Jalen, I'm glad you said
the
that.
year that they beat y'all, they ain't had no transfers.
And don't matter.
The year that they beat y'all, when they
beat us, they beat Sylvie probably what?
They beat y'all that Devin McCain them senior year.
They beat them that year, but we can go back even before then.
They ain't had no transfers. They ain't had no transfers. They ain't had no transfers, man. Y'all had Devin McCain. Shout out Devin McCain. Shout out Jordan Adams. My God. Shout out Brady Bush. I rocked out with Coach Joe, man. Coach Joe came down. But hey, man, look, man, we just playing by the rules, man. You know, we just win downhill, man.
Who play by the rules?
But look, all I can say is things in my area will
open enrollments.
Things in my area would be much different if kids was allowed to transfer without having to sit out. That's all I'll say.
No, I get that, but y'all got to put Central and Ozan together.
Man, and you think we wanted that? I mean, think about it. Think about it though, Rob. But when it was Central and Ozan, we was every year Central and Ozan was top 5 team in the district, in the state. So let's talk about it. Come on, man. Come on. And then who would, huh?
No.
Okay. I'm just saying. And then
hold on.
What's up?
Since we talking about kinfolk, my kinfolk was on that team that beat Kendrick Perkins and them from Jones. But we not gonna bring up kinfolk in them, are we?
Hey,
that's
you talking about Daniel Gibson?
I was supposed to repeat. Nah, Darnell Bell.
Okay.
Hey, he wasn't all of that, but he went and snapped. And my partner Matt, he a football coach at Bridgeland now, defensive coordinator. They went and stole the ring, bro. They because y'all was supposed to get 2. Y'all was supposed to go back to back that year, and y'all beat Jones the first year. That was like Daniel Gibson freshman year.
Mm-hmm.
And then that sophomore year.
Boy, I know they hurt my heart. I think that was 0-1. They played Wheatley. I was so mad. My partner had went to
Drive Nation wanted Jared Harris.
My partner had went to the game.
Drive Nation Houston or Drive Nation Dallas?
Nah, Drive Nation Houston,
bro.
That ain't no sneaker team. Stop that.
Oh, I ain't know. I'm learning, man. I'm learning.
That's prep hoop circuit.
Hey, inform me, man. Put me on.
Hey, we need to get on this grassroots topic because I'm ready. I'm ready.
All right, so before we get into this top 10, we're going to talk about some grassroots basketball. Calling this segment Gear Up Time. Not gear up as in shoes, not gear up as in being fresh, as you see me ball so hard out all the time. Not geared up as in ball the plug with his extra eyes. But
y'all know
it's time to gear up your teams. And so what is the pitches that's going on right now? I'm hearing a lot of crazy pitches to players, to families, promises of a lot of crazy stuff. I know a lot of high school coaches kind of be hot about tryouts during the high school season. So
it don't matter what they think about.
I'm not saying that. Hey, look, I don't care about none of it, honestly.
But just on that right there, that's something that Jalen has said earlier and we all talked about. The biggest thing I would say about that, I understand. Hey, he got him on too. Hey, the thing that I will say about that is this. High school coaches don't want kids to go to AAU trials, okay? So in reality, you don't want your kid to go to the gym and play open gym and play basketball anywhere, no 24s and nothing like that. You don't want your kids to go to training and work with their trainers and nothing like that. Like, to me, I think what the problem is that we need to bridge that gap and get it to understanding that there's no competition there. Like, it needs to be an understanding of helping each other and things like that, because without AAU, what are the kids gonna do during the summer and the spring? UIL coaches who want to coach their kids, when they tried to open up the situation for them to have camps and leagues to coach in front of college coaches, coaches was like, no, we don't want to do that. So we have to realize that we just trying to do the better. Now, I get it. Sometimes kids go and get hurt and things like that. I get it. I am 100% with it. I do not want no kids to get hurt coming there and things like that. You know, I get it. Now, do I believe high school tryouts should start after the season is over? Yes, it should. But the issue is sometimes, man, then you would have like 16 tryouts 4 weekends in a row. Like, everybody would be having trials like every weekend. But I feel if guys are going to the playoffs and stuff like that, they don't have to go to these tryouts, because 9 out of 10, if they are in the playoffs, we already know they good, so you're going to want them regardless.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. G-Day, no, I'm on the other side of this topic.
Oh, yeah. No. I mean, but I get what he's saying. I agree. That's what I'm saying. Like, I get that 100%. Like that, I'm with that. I agree with that.
Real quick, Ant, the reason why the high school can't do the live periods in Texas is because of the private schools. All the public schools, they were on board to do the live in the whole month of June. The private schools are not National Federation high school affiliates, so they could not participate. And so any kid that went to a private school would not be able to play in any June live periods. And so the Texas as a whole kind of felt like, okay, just to make it fair, we're not going to do it. But the public school, high school coaches, they really wanted to do it.
Oh, okay. I know some public high school coaches didn't want to coach during the summer. I know some that did.
Bro, let's just call a spade a spade. Some of these high school coaches care. A lot of these high school coaches could care less. Like, and we know the deal. Like, so the one, like, it's different if, like, you know, we wasn't trying to make it a lot better and more reasonable. They gonna bitch and complain about anything that we do. So it's.
But
it's
hold on though.
I'm
sorry, Gary. Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead, because I'm on the other side of that too, though. Because there's a lot of AAU coaches who not doing it for the kids. Because if you starting a program, but you knowing that every time you go to the gas, or you gonna play in the 5th gym and you go there every weekend, are you really doing that for the kids to get exposed?
Okay, but Rob, that's not fair, Rob. But that's not fair.
How?
Because let me tell you why. No, let me tell you why. Okay, so Rob, let me tell you something. And I'm gonna keep it 1,000. I've been coaching 13 years of AAU basketball. Okay, I've coached high school basketball, so I agree on both sides. Because if I was at Concordia and the kids we had, we were 43-1, would have came to us and said they had tryouts, we would have smacked them like, hey, hold on, we trying to win this state. So I get it. I'm agreeing with that. But when it comes to that part of what you're talking about, AAU, I'm going to be 100 real with you. The shoe sneaker teams politically make that happen because they are afraid to play independent teams. So what happens is, hold on.
What do they get? They don't get nothing out of this.
No, hold on. But hold on. You do stop, Rob. Stop. Rob.
Okay, hold on.
Rob, hold on. Listen, let me tell you why you get somebody. Let me tell you how you get somebody. Let me tell you something. First of all, I've coached some kids who are better than some of the kids on the student. Because let me tell you something. The Houston Hoops will have 5 17U teams. And 5 of those 17U teams are not good. But they will go to the gas show and get on the main court because they got Houston Hoops in front of their name. It'll say Houston Hoops DJ, Houston Hoops Arnold, Houston Hoops. I don't give a god darn what it says. I mean, let's keep it real. Drive Nation Houston, Southern Assault, Texas Takeover. Those are all the reasons so they can get the leverage of politics.
What does Houston Hoops Schumacher get out of playing Ladies of the Blind AAU team?
No, it's not. I'm not talking about the Ladies of the Blind. I'm talking about like top independent teams.
Supposed to beat me. If I
no. Sorry, but how do I know I beat you?
If I beat you, I'm supposed to beat you. If the game is close or I lose, now my program is down. Now,
but hold on, but that's politics. Basketball is basketball. So when you go to the March Madness, if the 16th seed beat the number 1 seed, we said, "Oh, my basketball program." No, that means that 16th seed was supposed to beat that butt. That's what it was about. I went to Midwest. I went to the Midwest.
Win though.
Listen, hold on. I went to the Midwest and played in a Kansas tournament. I played against the EYBL team, Bradley Bill, EYBL 16U team, 17U team, and we played. I was the 4th seed, they was the 1st seed. They played us. They didn't say, "Oh no, we don't want to play them. We may lose our sneakers." No, they played us. Only in Texas. We do that.
That's true. That is true.
Come on, man.
I specifically remember my organization being at a tournament and boys.
That's true. Only in Texas.
But they've been saying that for years. Let me say this: Schumacher ain't playing them games. Aaron Harrison play them games. L3 not gonna play them games. Southern, whoever we can think of, Lowe didn't play. Well, Lowe did play some of them games. I ain't gonna lie.
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did some of them games too. But Schumacher and Harrison and JL3, they ain't playing them games.
I get that. But, hey, listen, I know how this goes, man. Look, at the end of the day, it's a money thing, okay? We already know what it be about. So when we go to the gas show, don't get me wrong. I'm agreeing, Rob. There's a lot of mama pop teams who need to close up and just stop because at the end of the day, they just taking money from these kids. I seen an organization charge $2,500 for only 8 tournaments for the summer. Like, come on, bro. Like, I'm with you. But when we got some of these high-profile independent teams, when we want to play against these guys, where we may end up and sneak a guy like, for instance, Sam Bradford played with TTG last year. They ain't no sneaker team, but they had some high-level good kids Sean Ellington, who should be able to play. They played defenders last year. But if we're going to give every kid the opportunity to present themselves to get seen by college coaches, we can't go to the Peace Jam, we can't go to Adidas and stuff, but we can't do that. So when you get a chance to play in stuff like the Gasso, where it's not a circuit thing, it's supposed to be the best tournament, because I played in the Gasso growing up. Everybody should have an opportunity where at the end of the day, if you're supposed to smack me, you smack me. Okay, cool, fine. But don't make it to the point where you walk in the gym and say, "I don't want to play these guys. I don't want to play these guys. I don't want to play these guys." What? Like, come on, bro. Like that. That's the politic world, bro. Like that's what's wrong with Grassroots.
That in the city.
No, I get it, but Rob, that's the issue.
I have a question, Rob, and this is I've asked Hicks this question several times. He hasn't been able to answer it either. Why is it that way only in Texas? why is it? Because he said that's why showcase games are popular. I've been all over. I've never heard of a showcase game until I moved down here.
It's the same. I mean, it's the same. It's the same.
Bro, that fly shit is only here.
It's the same.
And Carter, you have
up until recently, a certain AAU team had a contract that nobody else could get a contract with their name brand but them. If they gonna let them do it, they're gonna do it. If you're not, if I don't have to do it, I'm not gonna do it. And people been saying for years, "Oh man, such scared to play." He don't care. He ain't gonna play that game. He's gonna get in the showcase. He gonna play 2 games and he gonna leave. Because he feel like all he doing is bigging up the Houston Raptors or bigging up Team Temple or whoever, Team Evolution.
But ain't that, hold on.
Hey, but look. You got my thing though.
But ain't that the point?
I'm cool with that.
But you know why though?
Don't try to pick our players if you're not gonna play it. Okay, I'm just gonna talk.
But
about
you know why though? Because a lot of times back in the gap, I will say this.
Listen, Rob. Listen. and I say this with all respect because I already know they're gonna be in my mentions with the quickness. But the Houston defenders came and said, "Hey, Terry Anderson, come play with us." Okay, cool. We played against them. They won. No big deal. We want to play against them this year in their tournament. They didn't want to play. That ain't in the competition of sport right there. Like, you could come pick up out our gym to come help your national brand, but you can't play us, the local jokers.
But
that don't make sense.
But
the
hold on,
math don't be mathing.
Let me ask you a question, Gary. Ain't it your responsibility to give your player the best position to get seen by a college coach? So if
That's
that
why
team
we let them go. But that's why we let them go.
Let me finish.
That's why we let them go. We just want the game. We just want the game. We let him go.
I want you to be real with me, Rob. Be real with me. How many shoe company teams, Rob, have coaches who do their job to get kids scholarships?
I'm not saying no. Rob, don't run,
Rob.
I'm not running from anything. You're not letting me finish. It's not
the game.
It's not the coaches that. It's not the coaches that get the kids a scholarship. It's the name brand across the chest that puts them in that position to get them the college scholarships and the relationship.
That's how it's supposed to go.
Hold on, I'm not saying that's how it's supposed to go. That's how it is, though.
But Rob. But I just told you, if I play for Houston Hoops Arnold, ain't nobody watching me. But I got Houston Hoops on my chest.
Talk about Houston Hoops Arnold. So you mean to tell me?
That's what I'm saying. That's what kids think.
Hold on. So if I got teams and they come to me and they say, "Hey man, we want to put you on. We want to put one of your players on Houston Hoops with Schumacher." He going to get a college scholarship.
And I'm cool with that.
But what you just said don't happen.
I can't get a basketball game.
You
just
said
that we're playing.
They wasn't going to play you back
four
to back.
quarters against you.
They never going to play a game.
What you just said is not true. Because if you came to me and said that, like for instance, and I'm going to tell you this is true because I've been here and I've been with Coach DJ. If you come and hold a conversation and say, "Hey, we about to go play in this tournament on this EYBL circuit. Can your kid come and play with us?" And they come and ask, not get on IG, not get on Twitter, not get their mama number and hit them up and don't say nothing or have any respect with the coach and the relationship they have with their kid, then no. But if you hit me and say, "Hey, we want so-and-so to come and go play with you, go play with us in this tournament," hey, cool. Go right ahead. Respect. But don't come and try to steal my player and say, "Hey man, we'll give you these shoes. We're gonna do this for you, blah, 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 blah." And then they go and be the 9th, 10th man on your bench. Come on, bro. Like Rob.
Get scholarships though.
Hey, Rob, on the EYBL, yes.
And
Rob, we're not talking about that, but Rob.
Hold on.
But okay, so
you said your piece. Cedric Alley played 7 minutes a game on the EYBL circuit. And he got a college. He rose his level from low D1 all the way to U of A.
And he played with who?
The Houston Hoops. He sat on the bench. He was the 10th man.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Rob. Anything EYBL, I bow down to. After the EYBL, I don't care. So yes, if the Houston Hoops JL3 want you, I'm in agreement with you, Rob. But when I am not in agreement, but Rob, we're not gonna talk about nobody else because if you make me talk and say what I really feel, I'm gonna get my boy G-Day in trouble.
Hey, man,
so I'm trying to be nice on here. I'm trying to be nice.
I was in Kansas City.
Say it with your chest, man.
I seen Roy Williams on that circuit. I seen Tom Crean.
EYBL, right?
No. I went with the defenders to Kansas City.
Who?
I went with the defenders to Kansas City. I sat next to Roy Williams. I seen Tom Crean. I seen Mike Krzyzewski.
Okay. All right. So let me ask you a question. All right. So we go. Since you did it, G-Day, have you ever helped any kids who played on the UA to get a scholarship because they didn't get one playing on the UA?
I have.
All right then. Next.
What does that mean?
Hey, come on, hold on, bro. Stop. No, I'm not saying. Listen, I'm not saying there's not coaches there. I'm not saying the circuit is not real. That's not what my point is. What we're basically saying, Rob, is this. If we're trying to get kids to the next level, okay, and we're trying to give kids opportunities to play, I'm not saying everybody, mama and daddy, should make an AAU team. That is not what I'm saying.
I'm gonna address that.
But what I am saying is, when you have guys like the Houston Raptors, guys, I'm not even gonna put Team Tip in there because we're new. We gotta prove ourselves. I'm gonna give credit to Houston, Drive Nation Houston last year because they did a great job during the pandemic giving kids plays. Texas Takeover had like 7 teams. Like you had TTG. Like all I'm saying is, if you prove yourself as an independent, hey, I'm gonna give credit to Carter with Team Evolution because 2 years ago he was in the top 10 teams in the city as an independent team, family. What I'm saying is, if you're proving yourself to develop kids and get kids to the college level, don't run from us when we come to these tournaments and we get in the showcase so that we can play y'all. And if y'all supposed to beat us, then beat us. And in that way, it'll kill all that. We won't try to run in there with you no more. But we have seen some of these independent teams where some guys will go, hey, defenders sometimes have said we'll play y'all. They don't always run from people. I would give them that credit. But they will play, and sometimes they may lose. They lost against TTG last year. But at least give the credit to step up and play, because at the end of the day, just like in the NCAA, anybody can be beaten. That gives maybe that 1 or 2 kids on that good independent team a chance to show that he is on that level. Because you know the shoe company teams ain't going after every kid, bro. It's politics in this world.
This is what I believe in my head has messed it up. I play a game against BU, right? I beat BU. Now I'm going to tell all the parents on my team, oh man, we can get a possible Adidas gold deal because we beat BU. I think that's what convoluted and messed up those matchups. So it's like, I'm not even finna play you now, because now you finna think just because you beat me, then Under Armour finna call you, or you finna go say, oh, well, we beat Defenders last year, so we about to get on the Under Armour Association. And in reality, you finna go to the Rise.
But I give you that. But
that is an idiot.
Yeah, but
I said that's fools though. Whoever thinks like that is an idiot though. Like,
D-Day, is it not parents who would believe that?
The game.
Is it not parents who would believe that?
No, he right though.
No, there is.
But this
there
is what we're talking about. The spirit of competition. You mean to tell me you telling your kids, no, we're not gonna play them because they're less than us. Okay, that's cool. But you can't say somebody's less than you without proving it on the court. Now, if you didn't play that team once or twice, it's no reason to play them 4 or 5 times a season like somebody did the Raptors on Prep Hoops a couple of years ago. That's goofy. Like, oh, man, that is definitely goofy. But for you to just not play one game and y'all supposed to play that game, that's not.
And they do it in other sports though, Gary. They do it in boxing. They drop titles in boxing, so they don't gotta. It'd be like,
but
man,
Rob,
beat you
but
up.
Rob, right though.
I ain't got right though. I just dropped the title.
Hey, but Rob, you gotta have a title to drop a title, Rob.
The title is the shoe contract.
But Rob, you're right. But what if they not? But Rob, but let me ask you a question, Rob.
You lose too many games to
independent. But Rob,
you won't have.
Be real with me, Rob. Is you may have a shoe company, and I get it. But Rob, when is it a time for honesty and truth about putting the right people in these shoe company situations to really develop kids and really get them? Because I'm gonna be honest with you,
Bobby. What am I saying? I'm only speaking the truth. I'm not saying I believe in it, B. You know me, but I'm saying this is what I'm saying. A team with a shoe contract thinking like this. If I go and I play 7 teams from Perp Hoops and I lose all 7 games, I'm getting a call from somebody.
Okay,
you're right.
But Rob, ain't
you
that a problem?
Your job as recruiting.
Exactly. You didn't recruit right.
I'm not gonna highlight that by going to go play good independent teams and keep getting smacked. Because after that,
but that's a problem.
That's a
Rob,
recruiting
that's a
problem.
problem.
Because
Rob,
somebody on that Nike staff
So
last year
come on,
did
dog.
recruit to save their life
this
and
this is
got
what y'all
dusted.
this is what y'all not understanding from me. I'm not saying I believe in the practices. I have to give the general public the other side of it. So Bobby, I do
Thank you,
not
Rob.
believe in it.
Hey, Rob, I
But I
got you,
have to
Rob.
give people who don't know, like maybe Miss Raspberry or Mr.
No,
Williams.
she know. No,
I
she
know.
know.
I'm just saying
She
in
know.
general, the general parent who might click on and just hear one side of it. I have to get the other side of it, man.
But
I
let's
got you.
give
You
the
being devil's
honest.
advocate. I'm cool with that, Rob.
But let's give it the honest. Let's give the honest side, and the honest side is this: at some point, we gotta stop lying to these parents on a situation, as in meaning one. Hey, but okay. So Carter, you wouldn't want to play against JL3 with your Team Evolution?
Team Evolution?
You wouldn't want to play them? Like you would want to play them? Like that's my thing.
I think he's saying like Team Evolution versus Team Harris County Elite is the reference that he's giving. And so if Team Evolution could kill Harris County Elite by 30, what's the point of a shoe team playing Harris County Elite? I think that's what he's saying. And so that kind of goes with the other question that DeWood asks, do good independent teams want to play mom and pop teams? It goes both ways, because I've seen that too, where a really solid independent team be like, no, I'm not playing them. Who are they? You know what I'm saying?
I ain't never done it in my life, and
I'm not saying you have. No, I'm not saying you have, but I've seen teams do that as well. And then DeWood, I wanted to answer this question about when you said, Power 5 colleges don't look to play low majors, JUCO, or D2s. What's the benefit? But they do play them. They play them every single year. They have to fill up that schedule. And guess what? Those games, they have to pay those schools to come play.
SFA beat Duke and got paid $1 million.
Yeah, same thing with Northwest Missouri State, who was the three-time Division II champions, went in there, and Duke only beat them by 1 point, and they won the D2 championship 3 years in a row. And so you can't say that Power 5 schools don't look to play D2s or low majors, because they do. And guess what? They pay those teams to come play them. They pay them. They pay the low majors. They pay the D2 schools to come play against them, because they have to fill up that schedule.
Our Lady of Lake beat Texas State this year.
Didn't Evansville beat Kentucky or Duke or somebody?
Yeah. So they play those games because they need those games because, okay, I need to know what X, Y, and Z player does against this team. So now when I get to the heavy hitters, okay, I know that if he can't handle the pressure against these type of guys, he really not going to be able to handle pressure against these type of guys. So now I need to shorten up my rotation or shorten up my bench. And so that just has to do, that goes with coaching, the whole coaching aspect of it, of the game.
Yeah, no, that's true. And the really thing I would say about the biggest thing, I think we had to play the same. I get it. Like I said, I ain't never chose not to play a game or walk out a game because of referees or anything like that. I ain't never did that. But my thing is I guess for me is that we are starting to see now that the playing field is starting to get higher and higher, where some independent teams are doing a better job with developing players and putting them in great situations. Where again, we know the shoe company teams, it's about showcase. It really is about showcase because they get kids from all over. They don't really practice 2 or 3 times a week. They may practice one or that Friday right before the tournament, and they bring guys in and they play. You know what I'm saying? They ain't really, and I know in other cities, other states besides Texas, a lot of those teams do practice because they join from they get everybody, like everybody that's good in that state or city. Where Houston, bro, it's crazy. Houston alone, I mean, it's crazy. Houston and Dallas. Yeah, it's
like,
just too much.
That boy Shu say this is why, like, he supports the icebreaker, but it's really hard for him because he probably then only had his kids maybe 1 or 2 days after playoffs to come play with no practice.
Yep.
Teams be hacking, filing. They got no chemistry, and everybody at their head top. And that was the most respectful. Like, that's the best answer you could give me. I respect that. And he still show up and play. God, he still show up and play.
Hey, man.
No Rob.
Hey, don't show your bad. Don't show that. Hey, Rob, it ain't that serious.
Boys had to change
Hey, that boy
locations,
Carter
man.
might go call HR on you out here.
Hey, but
no, the Wood, you are correct. 9 times out of 10, you beat that shoe team, they coming for your kid. Unless you have like a really, really, really solid middle school team, and then they're going to try to get you to merge the whole program if they can't pick the kid.
Exactly.
And in the long run, they're still going to pick it apart anyway.
Exactly.
And so that's the nature of the game.
But I just feel like, 2 things need to stop. One, guys who are not shoe company teams, stop lying to these parents, okay? Just tell them what it is. Let them know, like, hey, we are a branch of a shoe company team. We play on this, so we do that. The other thing is, we gotta stop making this AAU seem like this college. Boys are going to kids' house and having meetings, meetings to get players.
Hey, we are in the business of basketball.
No, we are, but we ain't in the business of pimping kids. Okay, like that's my.
Hey man,
like,
we gotta change the practices with the times though. That's what y'all told me about scouting and recruiting and evaluation. Gary told me I was stuck in the old school because I wouldn't talk to the kids. He said, "Man, you can't be scared to talk to the kids."
No. But I'm saying,
hey Rob, don't be telling the conversation.
No, but Gary, it helped me evolve though. It helped me see a different side of things.
But that's different, Rob. When I'm talking about is people going to people's house, sitting at the tables, eating dinner, and lying about being on a certain circuit, and they not. They ain't on no circuit.
Anthony, where is the culpability? Like, I get it. We're sports people. Those people let that guy in their house and eat at their table and fix that food.
But they don't. But
you might as well listen to the lies at home.
But Gary, the truthful thing is, if you really, 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 like Rob said, I'm agreeing with Rob on giving both sides of the story, because there are a lot of. I'm not messing with that kid, but the thing that I'm saying is that there's a lot of parents out here who don't know about like what goes on. Like, no, Rob. Okay, Rob, let me ask you a question. If you was to ask a parent, what's the difference between SSB, gold, and silver? Do you think a lot of parents will know?
I'm not saying that, but what have I been saying since day one? I said, ask questions. G-Day, don't we say that almost every episode on the Hoop School? And number 2, more
talk that noise, Archie.
More people like to hear lies than they want to hear the truth. The lies sound sexy.
Yeah.
So they'll go for the lies. Oh, we play on the gold circuit too. Oh, you do? and you $200 cheaper than so and so? Oh, baby, we gonna go over here. Don't ask no questions. That's the parents' fault.
But Rob, so you telling me right now on this show, right now, if a parent was to lock in and hit and say, who are all the teams that are actually on some circuit, whether if it's gold for SSB, gold for Adidas, or EYBL or UAA or UA Rise, you gonna get them the honest God truth, regardless of your relationships with anybody.
You should know that.
I am.
I do.
I do all the time. I let them know.
I do. And I have those discussions with parents behind the scenes. But at the same time, if you spending your money, you're supposed to immerse yourself in the business that you're spending your money with, though. I'm not going to give you
$7,000 because you tell me a stock is good if I don't know nothing about the stock market. So
And
why
also
am I gonna give you?
But if you go on Adidas right now, you can't see all the teams who are on the gold and who on the SSB.
Yes,
We
you
have no
can.
Adidas team. Well, we
No, not all of them. Gary, you can't see all of them, Gary.
How many Adidas
They
teams we got
haven't.
in here?
They haven't posted their list yet.
Yeah.
But every year it's always public consumption. You can find it. Even if you don't believe what I say, you can go search yourself.
How many
And you
AAU teams we got that play in the
see it.
association? One. How many that we got that play?
And what? In the UAA?
Hold
Yeah.
on. Hold on.
They got a
I'm
big
used
guest
to the
on
cold weather.
Got a
They
big-
not used to the
they got a
cold
big
weather.
guest today.
I'm used to it, Coach Bobby. You know where I'm from, man.
Hey, that's why I just left off camera. I went and turned my heat to 85. My feet
How many?
cold, bro.
How many Nike teams we got?
Two in Houston. Yeah, 4 in the whole state of Texas.
But 2 in Houston, right? 2
Yeah.
17U EYBLs. We got 1 17U Under Armour, right?
You have one Under Armour team.
And how many Adidas teams we got? 17.
Right now, none.
Zero.
They not on SSB. They not on gold. They not on silver. Zero.
You got 3 shoe teams where 17U is fully sponsored.
3.
And if they do right with the money, it would trickle down to your 16s and 15s.
3 17U. So anybody else tell you they got a Nike deal for 17U in the city of Houston, they're lying.
Okay, so what
They
team?
tell you they got
what
an
team have
Adidas
a Nike
deal.
deal?
If they tell you they got an Adidas deal, they lying. Because ain't nobody got an Adidas deal.
So like, what teams in Houston have a Nike deal in?
Houston
Houston
Hoops and
JL3.
JL3.
Okay, bet.
And
the Under Armour is the finish.
I do see that. And so that's okay. So me as a coach, when I coached, if a kid want to leave, peace. Deuces.
So
Guess what? I'm gonna go find another one.
Hey, I gotta get.
I ain't gonna lie.
And I coached on both independent and sneaker, and done the same thing both.
Boy. I ain't gonna lie to y'all.
I'm not gonna lie to no kid. You don't want to play with me? Peace. See you later.
Hey Carter, I like Drive Nation Houston. I ain't talking about them. I'm talking about the people who out here lying about they got Adidas deals. And ain't no Adidas out here.
So look, I want to answer my main question right here. Yesterday we had tryouts. This parent really liked our organization for her kid. We were just too far for them. They were in the client area. We offered Fly Young Nation. Shout out those guys. We offered KDC International. Shout out those guys. And we offered Sci-Fair Elite for her son. We just want kids to evolve in the game of basketball. We can't have, first of all, I tell y'all all
you did
the
me
time,
like that, Gary? You didn't shout me out? Oh, man, Gary.
you wasn't on her side of town. You wasn't on her side of town.
Sci-Fair Elite? They ain't Katie.
Yeah, but she was in the Cypress area.
I'm in Cypress, bitch.
They okay. I did you dirty. My bad, bro. My bad. But all that to say, like, we try to help. Every kid can't be a Raptor. It is not for everybody. It is not. So we try to help kids in all aspects. My bad, Carter. My bad. You know what? I'm just gonna run down the list of everybody next time. I'm just gonna have a list already written.
Hey, that's what you're supposed to do. Hey, that's what you're supposed to do. That's what you're supposed to do. If somebody from A-League hit me up, I'm from the A-League. Hey, them Raptors is where you need to go. Hey, that's what you're supposed to hit me. Hey, supposed to show that love, man. Supposed to show that love. But Gary, you're right though. I mean, I think the truth thing is now I will say the distance is all about what the parents want to do. If they feel that is an organization they really, really want to be around, they'll make it because no shoe company teams practice anywhere like close. They practice wherever they can get, or, the Fenders have been, West Indoor Soccer, they've been there, for the last year or two, different things like that. They get kids that come from Beaumont, everything, you know what I'm saying? So really, that shouldn't even matter. It should be about what's the best situation you make it happen because we live in Houston. We got too many loops, 610, Beltway, 99. I'm 99 and Beltway costs, but we live in Houston. Everything 45 minutes, 30 minutes away. So we got to get out of the convenience.
Though, bro. College costs. College
no,
costs
they do.
too. Them
No,
tour rolls a whole
Real
lot
quick,
cheaper.
I wanna answer this question. Yes, I have advised the player that was really good on my team to go play with somebody else, and then they did go leave, and then that following year, this is when I was an independent and had an eighth grade team. That following year, I got brought on to Nike with the Mean Streets, and so that kid ended up coming back anyway because of the situation. And so yes, I have advised kids. Me personally, I don't know. I can't speak for anybody else.
Didn't Bobby do that with Jesse?
I've advised kids who I knew was better than what I could offer them at that time. Hey, this program could offer you something different. Um, and even he left and he went and played with Mac Irvin Fire, which is a Nike team, but on the eighth grade level. And we as an independent team, we still thump Mac Irvin Fire, even though he left and went and played with them because they have a better situation than what I was able to offer. But it was just the fact that I was beaten up on so many teams, went down to AAU Nationals, took third place as an independent team, then got brought on because of the way that I coach and the things that I did. Then that kid ended up coming back, and 7 of those kids that I had are now playing Division I basketball.
Dude,
go ahead and go over those 7 kids, Mr.
No, I don't have to name them. I don't have to name them. I'm just saying.
I want to know.
G-Day,
But I am going to say this, G-Day.
All kids, all people aren't built the same though, and so some people will be like, "No, I'm not going to lose him," or a lot of independent teams do. I will say this: they do hold on to kids when they should really let that kid go because they want to try to take some type of credit or some type of claim to it. And yes, independent teams do a better job of developing the kids because they have them more. But and the shoe teams, it is their job to come in and clean the house though at the same time. So it's a double-edged sword.
But G-Day, that's also a difference in Illinois than it is in Texas. What is he showing?
Hey, G-Day, you got to tell
Adam
Oh, that's
Miller.
Ace. That's Ace. Ace
University
with
of
Adam Miller.
Illinois.
One of the kids I had.
Oh, G-Day, you had him?
Yep, DJ Stewart at Duke. Caleb Love, who's at North Carolina. I mean, just to name a few kids, man.
Y'all out here
Mr.
flexing.
Dave Myers out here.
Hey,
That boy
G-Day
got
said flex.
kids at
No, I ain't got
at
flex,
schools.
man.
Hey man, you gotta let the people know about the
you gotta let
Illinois.
people
I
know.
appreciate that, Houston Heights, man. That's what that's what we are supposed to do. So I have to lead the way, regardless if anybody else wants to do it. I still have to do it because that's what we're supposed to be doing: is pushing these kids, getting film out there for coaches to see, evaluations, and just be honest in your evaluations. There's 2 different type of evaluations: one for public consumption, one for college coaches. I can't hit the public with what I hit a college coach with because everybody in the public cannot handle that.
Yeah, that's real.
No sir.
So I got a question for you, G-Day, Rob,
Yep.
Gary, Jalen. All right. So if we as independent teams, I'm independent team, I'm gonna say we develop guys and they get, they get better and things like that. And then they go to these shoe company teams and play for them and things like that. Then what is the purpose of us independent teams developing guys to try to get some recognition or to some level, but to some level, try to get on a shoe company level. Like we, as a coach, my goal is not to just stay independent forever. Like that ain't my goal. It's to develop an organization that eventually will get to that level to be able to be on some sort of platform of shoe company. If I feel that I'm a great development coach, I got a great program from that standpoint. Like that's the goal. So why is that?
Because to me, you got to start young.
I'm with you.
Okay, so there's always 2 ways to get in. You could get in as a scout for a shoe team. That's way number 1. So you go out and you kind of find the players, you tip them off. Hey, this kid.
No, I don't want to put their name on my chest. I want my name. I don't want their name.
Okay, so you getting your name, you got to have a number 1 player in the country. You got to have an Amani Bates.
Okay, so
So
my
if you don't
point is,
have
why
that
do I want
kid,
to send a kid to a shoe company team once he get good enough? Why won't I just want to keep him?
no, because there's only so much that you can offer compared to what the shoe company can offer, and that is the platform and the exposure to play against other top-notch players.
But I want to be on that platform though.
Hey,
Four
okay, I
times out
got
there.
you.
I'm trying to.
You
I'm
better
trying to.
start. You
I'm
better
teaching you
start
how
at
to get on the
10 UB.
platform.
I
So
got you.
if you as an individual want to get on the platform, those are the ways. If you want your name to be on that platform, you got to have a number one player in the country.
You gotta, yeah.
No, I'm with you on that.
That's
So
the
I'm
only
not.
way.
Once I develop a kid, I'm not gonna give him to a shoe company team. I'm gonna go and debate. So God say, I got that kid.
But
That's what I'm saying.
here's the thing that makes Texas, and I'm gonna just say the Midwest. I'm not even gonna say Illinois. Houston and the Midwest different is
Two different playing field.
guys here like to hold on to stuff and not let it go. Back where I'm from, just it doesn't matter if it's Ohio, Indiana, Michigan, whatever, Iowa, Missouri, like they'll let that kid go play on the shoe team. But guess what? That kid still works with me. I still develop him. I still train him, even though he's gone to the shoe team. And so guess what? I still got my hand on that kid. And guess what? I'm not even doing it for the credit per se. I'm just doing it for the relationship purpose.
I was just gonna say,
but exactly.
A lot of people don't want to do that because it's like you said. I want my name on that EYBL jersey. I want my name on that. Adidas ain't doing that no more. Like when Romeo Langford and all them guys was coming along, the balls that they not just offering that out. You got to have the number one player in the country because
I get that.
About making money.
But no,
It's
I get
about
that.
making
But the
money.
problem is, I'm agreeing with you. We won't never do that in Houston, which we should. I feel like that should happen. We should be doing that anyways. But my point to you, at some point, G-Day, all y'all, when are we gonna be reality and realize that some of the guys who got shoe company teams don't know what the hell they doing? They're not even basketball coaches. So at some point,
wait,
hold on. But this is the missing link, though.
Hold on, Gary. Hold on. It's not about, as Rob was saying, no one cares. I have a platform. And guess what? You need my platform to play against other top 200 players on 4 weekends or 5 weekends out of the year. And guess who's coming to those? They're not coming to the Gassels and all these other places. They're coming to the EYBL events. And when we have our streaming, they're going to watch all of our games. That's your Dukes, your Kentucky. I'm putting you in front of those coaches. And guess what? Coaches know other coaches. And so I may be Coach Krzyzewski. You may be Coach Gross at Ohio. And hey, this kid, I can't really take him. But hey, Coach Anthony Gross, it's this kid I feel that you should take. He'll fit your program really well. I really like this kid. I think you should give him a look. Oh, Coach K likes this kid. Okay, I'm gonna take a look. And so that's just it's the platform. It is what it is. You can't get around it because colleges, guess what? They're contracted to either Nike, Adidas, or Under Armour. That's the gear they wear. And so guess what? They get incentives for even coming to those events.
And you know what?
Guess what?
Hey, you know what?
I'm
just gonna agree.
I'll say this publicly. There's an Under Armour university. You really want this kid that plays on this Nike team? Drop your Under Armour contract. Come over to Nike. I'll get you the kid. That's the platform. There's no way around that platform.
I got you. And again,
unless you have millions of dollars.
This is my point. And what Archie said, it ain't never about me. I've been doing this 13 years. Everybody know me. It's for the kids. My point is that I'm tired of seeing the same old people in positions and not doing their job justice anymore. It's time. Listen, it's in some situations there is some new blood because again, what I'm saying is this: if I'm a fool, if I think that I coach for 13 years or anybody else coach for 5 years or 6 years and have a great program, but just because I don't want to get in the mix with certain people, that means I'm never going to have an opportunity. Like I may be the best developed, best coach program in the city of Houston, but at the end of the day, I should have somewhat of an opportunity to prove that. I'm not against the level saying that the platform is the platform. Don't get it twisted. And I'm not saying it ain't about the kids, but we have to start being real about who really are the right people who should be in these positions, bro. Because if not, then there's certain.
Hey, Anthony, it's the same with everything in the basketball world.
I'm with you.
Take a dude like me. Take a dude like me.
So Rob, so why we having this conversation then? Because ain't not gonna change.
Take a dude like
what?
I was working just as hard as everybody else in the whole city doing the scouting thing. I did not start getting recognition for what I did until I aligned myself with a name brand. And everybody knew who I was, but nobody was giving me credit until I had a name brand behind me that said, if he good enough to work for him, then maybe he know what he's talking about. But it was the same thing that I had been doing 2 years prior. Even before Jeff got here, I was doing it. But Rob, nobody gave me that recognition until I signed to a name brand.
But no shot at you, Rob. I ain't that dude. I've been independent my whole. You already know how I rock. I ain't never gonna drop down on no brand because I feel like at the end of the day, I'm gonna build my name and my recognition off of me. At the end of the day, I get what you're saying, but at the end of the day, if we talk about what brand, Under Armour had to do something to become Under Armour. Nike been here. Adidas somebody had to make Adidas. Somebody had to make new. Like, bro, at the end of the day, I get you. But my issue is at the end of the day, I ain't trying to be above Nike. But again, I'm not finna go hop down with no name brand and I know they trash. I'm just gonna keep it 1,000. And that's the truth. There's some shoe company teams that is trash.
But they feel like this though, Anthony. They feel like if they can't go through you, then they'll just go around you. So if you got, if you don't want to do business with them, they'll just talk to the kid on the side.
No, but Rob, that's my point. I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah.
But my point is I
don't feel like
exactly. So exactly. So for me,
Gary, jump in, Gary. Jump in.
Go ahead.
D-Day, why you ain't tell Gary about raising his hand when he?
Don't raise your hand. This ain't school, man. I ain't in teacher mode. Hey, no, real quick before you go, Gary. Though, before you go, Nike was a running shoe company first.
Yes.
And then they signed Jordan. That's how they got big. Adidas was a casual shoe company first. But then once Nike went into the basketball realm, Adidas followed. Under Armour was really big in the football arena. And so they used some of that money to jump into the basketball realm. And so that's what I'm saying. So if you don't have millions of dollars to play with, it's hard.
So G-Day, so it's about the money. If I got the money,
hold on. It's about the money. Go ahead, Gary, man. Go ahead.
Okay.
Hold on. There you go.
Now, hey, this is what I was finna get to. You want to do all of that? A long time ago, my granny told me one thing: money talk and bullshit walk, bro. So it's possible for you to do everything that you wanted to do, but you got to figure out how to fund it if you want to take over the establishment. You can't take over the establishment and just and throwing pennies at the wall. It's going because if you got the money, then the money will get you the best kids. It don't matter what the hell you got on your thing. You if you could compete with a Nike team budget, you could kind of go get who you could get. You feel me? Like, think about it. Okay, let's hypothetically, because I'm not going to get into real numbers. Say a team gets $50K for a season, right? And they use that $50K and they bust it down 17, 16s, and 15s. Well, then Temple basketball got that $50K and they say, forget the 16s and the 15s. We just going to only focus on the 17s, and my 17s is going to be stacked 1 through 8. Well, then you tough. And if you got 1 through 8 in your region.
But even if I got 50K, if I ain't on Nike, Adidas, or Under Armour, bro, I'm about to waste 50K on the bottom 50 dudes.
3D Empire do it every year.
Hold on, that's Dallas. That's not Houston. I'm glad you said that. I like that. I'm glad you said that. Because at the end of the day, no, what he does and what he's done a great job of doing over the last couple of years. And that's why I'm going to say I applaud him, and this is my point. he develops kids. Anthony Black has never played on any circuit, and he's a top 100 guy. But he developed him. But one thing about Houston compared to Dallas, and this is the truest thing, because it's just like with the rankings, Dallas is more humble when it comes down to helping each other. Think about Urban DFW and Marcus Smart coming together for a Southern Assault. Think about, like, bro, no, stop that. Like, don't put your heads down. Come on, bro. I love my city.
They didn't have a choice. Hold on. They didn't have a choice.
I know that. I know they have a choice. That's not my point. What I'm saying is this. When it comes down to Dallas and Gary, G-Day, we talked about this with the rankings and the situations like that, where it's not so much. They have over the last year kind of quieted their beef compared to the beef that we have in Houston. Now,
but we Houston, we're a lot more flashier with our stuff. So.
No, we know that. Dallas still wearing leather pants and crap. I mean, that's just keep what's found. But my point
for you to drive up 45, bro.
Man, anyway, but my point is this. What I'm saying is that when it comes down to, you're right, Gary, about having the money to put behind teams and things like that. But a lot of people right now don't even know what the NY to LA is in Houston. So Team Temple, we said we NY to LA, and people don't even know that's a national circuit. They don't know that. No one knows that, because 3D Empire is the only team that has been on it in Texas, and they have smacked many shoe teams. Smacked. So the truth is, my point behind you're correct, Gary. If you got that money and you could do it, yes, but you need a platform. But again, we know, and Rob said it, that Nike it trumps everything. It don't matter who you is.
If you got the kids, and you don't need a platform, because the platform gonna come sit at the table. Like, what can we do?
I ain't got the Nike $1 million like Schumacher, but I ain't gonna lie to you. I can't take boys and put their feet on the floor seats at Rockets games. I can't do it.
It's a two-part process. If you got the money to get you the top 8, Nike gonna come and talk to you and be like, hey, let's have a conversation. Oh, Mr. Day, what's that team that they dismantled and sent to the Peace Jam because they didn't win no games on the EYB, and they still sent them to the Peace Jam? What team?
Hey, Archie, correct.
Phoenix Family, because they had.
That's what I'm saying. If you got the players,
they had the player. They didn't even qualify. They had the number one player in the country. They lost every single game on the EYBL.
So Gary, so what you telling me right now? Houston Raptors, all the independent teams, if they got the money in Houston, they gonna get the same respect in Houston Hoops and L3?
Hold on, you missing the point. Money don't buy.
No, I'm not. I understand what you said.
Money don't buy you respect. A clown could have 50 racks.
But y'all got respect. Hold on. But I said Houston Raptors. I got respect. I gave you respect right there. Hold on. Because y'all one of the independent teams I give respect to. Because Bobby doing a great job.
Every independent team.
No. I said Houston Raptors first. Let's stay on that then. Okay. Let's stay on that. I'm gonna talk your talk. Since you say everybody, I'm gonna talk you. So Houston Raptors.
Real talk. If the good Lord give the Houston Raptors $50,000, ain't nobody gonna like us in the city no more. Okay. And we wouldn't even recruit the city.
Okay.
That's the thing.
See that.
I'm going straight to Louisiana.
Smart. Hey, I ain't wanna. We gonna talk.
I'm going. Like,
you
bro,
smart.
You think I'm gonna keep fighting?
Y'all ain't wanna.
You think I'm gonna keep fighting in Texas about Texas kids when there's another state to the left and another state to the right?
So Gary,
these pandemic plane tickets are cheap.
So Gary, you proved my point. Thank you.
Money talk.
No. What you just said proved my point. I ain't talking about the money. You just said if you get the money, you not gonna go after the.
I'm not gonna fight these people because you know why? It's gonna be some hating. It's gonna be some. I don't even want them problems.
It ain't not gonna change, Rob. I'm just gonna be with you, Rob.
Hey,
look, it's not gonna
we
change.
all
Rob.
can't. And with three circuit teams in the city, we all can't recruit the same kids. It's not enough.
And we still don't get the, and they still don't get the best kids.
That's what I'm saying. So you think I'm gonna go fishing in a pond with some lackluster fish by the time I get there with my fishing pole?
But Gary, my point behind everything is this. And again, because it boils down to the end of the day, it's about the kids. My point is you get a lot of guys in the independent world do a great job, have great programs, and never get the respect or the opportunity to maybe do some things on those stages to where it could change the culture in Houston. And that's my point. At the end of the day, that's all I really was trying to get across, is that my issue is what Rob said. It ain't gonna never change. No matter what goes on, it ain't gonna change. So the truth is, my point to Jide as well is, when are we gonna be able to respectfully say, I got a top kid on my independent team, go play with this shoe company team, but when you come back, hey, this your home. That's the next step. When are we gonna be able to do that?
Because we're already doing that.
No, we're not. That's why listen.
Now that's a whole.
That's up to the relationship between that player and that program.
No, it is.
It depends on what type of relationship you have with that player. Do you feel that you can honestly let a player go and he's going to come back and work with you and you're not going to have an issue? I feel that a lot of Houston guys will have issues with that. Not saying all, but I'm saying a lot would, because they feel like, why you got to leave my program to go play somewhere else? But then when I still got to train you. I still got to work you out. I still got to make sure you're doing this, doing that. And so a lot of Houston people don't want to do that. They want the fame. They want the name. They want the backing.
But the thing about it is, I'm with you on that. But I think the biggest thing is, if we're what we all say on here, if we're about the kids, then at some point, then if we get better representation for Houston, we're putting more guys in Houston on the national level and being ranked where we got some kids who should be. Then at the end of the day, we're doing our job diligence to get guys to the next level. I mean, that's at the end of the day, and again, that's why I said what I said, is half of the kids don't even know what the NYTLA is. So they don't know that's a national. Okay. Half of the parents don't know the difference between SSB and gold. The only reason why you know the difference between EYBL, because it's just the EYBL. Ain't no second behind the EYBL or none of that. It's EYBL. You know, Under Armour has UA8 and UA Rise. Adidas got SSB gold and silver. So that's the thing, but we don't know most of the time the difference of what that means from recruiting. Because honestly, if you're on a gold and you're independent, you can almost get the same schools to look at you, just to be real. But a lot of parents don't know that if they're in the right situation. So
only if you got the right kids, because if you don't have that right kid, you're gonna be.
I like y'all neutral guys. Thank you.
If you're seriously, if you're on the gold, that's not the same as just the 3 SSB.
No, that's what I mean. Yeah, exactly.
If you're on the gold, you're gonna be in the back gym.
No, that's my point.
And so you're not getting seen by the same coaches.
No, I'm saying if I'm independent and their goal, some parents think the goal is better than being independent.
Right, because of the name of Adidas.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But if you independent, I can still probably get you more teams than the goal. Any independent team in the city of Houston could probably get them better opportunities if they got the right situation. But again, everybody keep talking about programs, stuff like that. I'm not talking, man. Listen.
Look, Coach Bundage said Louisiana building a wall to keep that kid. Well, did Clyde get the memo? Because that boy Clyde, Houston Hoops Blue Chips team, got more Louisiana kids per capita. And that's just real.
Yeah, Archie.
Yeah.
Arch. That's what the deal is.
Correct. Yeah. And all I'm doing is being honest because some of the same independent people out there, coaches, feel the same way, but they don't want to say it sometimes. But they say it and climb behind closed doors.
Y'all need to talk to some of y'all cohorts then.
Hey, I'm good. Y'all know me. Y'all know me. I'm gonna keep
making
out here using the SAT work.
They making the pool dirty. Cause like
exactly.
if I'm just saying this on live, if Jeff was out here making the pool dirty for the scouting evaluation, I'm gonna call him and vice versa, even if I had a relationship with him or not. Y'all out here letting people mess the game up, man. Cause it's a lot of independence dudes that be out here on some murky water type stuff. They got 17 U teams. You don't know who going well, and they lying and they saying this and they grouping all y'all together. So,
but the reason why you can't do that is because at the end of the day, the truth is there's a lot of relationships out here that people have beyond basketball. And sometimes what you gotta do is just allow that. This is one thing I believe. What you do in the dark will come to light. He's stupid. Will come to light. So people who lie to people and stuff like that, at some point, they gonna have their judgment day. It ain't my job to go and tell a parent, hey, what's called a liar? Now, if they come and ask me, yes, I tell them. I'll be blunt honest. But I'm not gonna pick up. I'm not gonna be call a dude and tell a dude, hey, bro, why you out here lying to people, man? Because we'll be honest, then we need to shut down a lot of stuff in basketball. Some scouting agencies, some recruiting agencies, but we need to shut down a lot of stuff. But Rob, we know how it goes. Like, Rob, don't do that. Don't do that. Because I just thought about I'm going to say something to you, and I'm going to leave you alone. Because at the end of the day, we got people work for certain brands and don't be honest with their boss. So we gotta keep that 1,000 if we're gonna say that.
But look though, the game is the game, and the game not gonna change.
It's not.
Those people are not in position anymore. Like
exactly.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you. We've had this conversation about different topics in the basketball world.
No, you right.
And me and Jeff talk all the time about that. That's why we can't bring the city back, is because you got one set of people on this side, you got one set of people on this side. Everybody views is different. And I just
that money ain't different. That's what it's about. That green ain't different.
What I can do to make the city better, and then everybody else got to fill in to do what they do. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. No, I'm with you. And the truthful thing is, the only reason why I wanted to talk about this topic, and I'm glad that they brought it up, is because I just want people to realize that when we talk about this grassroots and different things like that, it is so many different things that people don't understand. Because honestly, for me as an independent organization, I've been doing what I've been doing because I like basketball. I can care less about being in a situation, because one thing I know about shoe companies, you gotta listen to certain people about getting certain kids. And you gotta basically sometimes pick some kids you may not even like. So the truthful thing is, it ain't gonna never be about me, my program, or none of that. It's about that money. It's about the shoe companies. That's what it's about. So at the end of the day, sometimes it's better just to stay independent anyways. So, but I just need parents to understand that we gotta, like you said, Rob, start researching and stop falling for the okie dokes, because that's why we got so many independent teams and so many teams out here who doing bad jobs, is because parents are allowing their kids to continue to play for certain organizations that just ain't what it's about. You know what I'm saying? But some of them organizations that do crazy stuff, they got some good in them too. They got some good.
Archie, what's the purpose of having 17 U teams? You tell me what's the purpose of it.
Hey, we're gonna get off this. Hey, y'all stop. Don't. Hey, this show is not for that.
No, this is that type of show. We supposed to give the info. Am I lying? Tell me if I'm wrong, Jill. we supposed to be asking and giving information to the general high school parents and public that don't know the ins and outs or the day-to-day runnings of this stuff. So
I ain't giving. Y'all four can do
I'm
it
just
because I
asking a
coach
question. I'm
AAU, so
not
I'll be
talking
quiet.
about any specific team, but what is the purpose of having 5 plus 17 U teams?
Rod, you ain't gotta talk about no Pacific team, bro. They know who you talking about. Be quiet,
No,
bro. Like,
I'm not talking.
Hey, like you like, but for real though, I mean, hoop shit got 4 17U teams, and we all know who going to go see anybody after that EYB team.
I said that earlier.
You know, like, so that's not a slight to nobody. We get it. Kids got to go play basketball. Kids gotta be off the streets. Just stop. Just don't call it what it's not. You know, that's all I want. Like,
but what if the kids are not developing? What if the kids are not developing? What if all 17s are not having 2 practices a week? What if they just showing up just to play? What if all 17s at the end of the year you got 60 of those kids ain't in college? Like, I mean, we gotta realize at some point, bro. Like, I'd rather boys just tell me straight up, hey, I'm trying to get this bread because it is what it is.
And sometimes, just to wrap things up before we jump into this top 10, sometimes
Dang, we forgot about that. I forgot about that, man.
No, sometimes development isn't practice. It doesn't require for the practice for development, but the training. You know, how are they being trained physically, mentally? You know, and so those are things that I feel a lot of kids, and we had these conversations all the time. Like, a lot of kids aren't mentally trained for the game of basketball. A lot of kids don't get the proper physical training for the game of basketball. It's more so we do a lot of more conditioning and skill development and conditioning more so than the physical training and the mental training, because those things will take you a long way. You know, we can look at LeBron James for an example. Physical training of his body, like, he makes sure his body is intact. Physical training, and so those are things like we need to start instilling in our workouts is the physical training as well as the mental training. You know, how many guys actually sit there and break down film, go over film with their players, with their teams, go over the film with the guys who they're working out. Hey, this is what we need to get better at it. Let's home in on this. And so those are things that can help. And then the reason why a lot of people don't know about NY to LA, and all the perks that they get is because they got a Nike backing, man. But people don't know that. They would never know that. They would never unless they watch the show. The show.
You said it. I know. I mean,
yeah. Unless they watch the show, they would never know that the guy who runs the whole thing has a Nike program and has had a Nike program since the Wisconsin Playgrounds. That was his original team. Now they're called Phenom University. His name is Antonio Curo, and one day we will have him on the show. Have a really good relationship with him, and so a lot of people don't know that he's a Nike guy, and so that's why he's able to get a lot of coaches because of here it goes again, relationships. He has the relationship with a lot of top coaches, and so he's able to get those coaches to come over to his circuit to watch and get kids. And so, but a lot of people don't know that about the NY to LA, and and a lot of people from Texas believe in, you know, if you ain't playing in Texas, ain't no point in playing anywhere else. You know, why leave the state of Texas? And so,
oh yeah, they love to push that narrative. Grown men be wanting to go on vacation. Nah, bro. Nah.
Yes, sir. Playground Warriors, Bobby. Wisconsin Playground Warriors was his original team.
Yep,
and
they R9 was on NY.
R9 was on NY to LA.
And you had a couple years ago, you had Ricky Davis in Houston, who had an NY to LA team too.
Squad.
Yep. That was the last Houston
time they played on it before.
Yep.
So, you know, there's been teams from Texas who they just don't stay because most of it is played in like Wisconsin and Minnesota. But this year he changed that up. and they're gonna be moving it around even more. But we're gonna get into this top 10. Yes, Dino's does have a good event as well, Carter. You know, Dino's always does a good job putting together events. But fellas, we finna crack into this top 10 real quick.
On the court, Caleb Stewart will.
So coming in at number 10, you just got Josh Farmer right here. I don't know why that guy's even decided to jump with him. Coming in at number 9, Julian Campbell with a bronze level ankle breaker. Yeah, I used the 2K bronze level ankle breaker right there. Coming in at number 8, we have Brandon Love out of the post, posterizing his defender, but the referee was in the way, so y'all couldn't really get a good look, but I was there. It was fast. Coming in at number 7, Baseline Jam, Jace Posey, straight Jesuit, sophomore. Crazy bounce, that kid right there. Coming in at number 6, you got Brandon Love getting down and dirty, getting the steal with a nasty two-handed jam. Coming in at our number 6 play of the week. Coming in at number 5, you got Donovan Stewart throwing an alley-oop to Tyler Smith, who stares down the guy after he flushes it on him. Hey, Tyler Smith is starting to turn that corner a little bit, y'all. Coming in at number 4, you got Ronald Holmes with a nasty dunk. He blocked his dunk at the rim. It was nasty. Crowd went crazy. Coming in at number 3, hey, in between the leg alley-oop, Carson Smith to Luke Burton. Luke Burton back-to-back on here at number 2. Another in between the legs off the backboard. Talk about NBA Jam type dunks right here. Hey, Luke Burton had himself a really good game. 6 dunks in one game. But the number 1 play of the week, hey, Ramon Walker in his chest. Y'all want to see a dead body, man. Hey, that's twice that he's done that. That's been caught on film this year.
Oh, hey. My God. Hey,
that boy be climbing the ladder.
Hey, climbing. That boy that be climbing.
Y'all, but this has been dope. This has been a dope 3 hours. Hopefully,
y'all ain't gonna lie. Y'all have messed up my whole Valentine's Day to go watch the game against the Lakers. Y'all got on that topic. It got me hot. Man, we supposed to be done at 8:50.
No, we're supposed to be done at 8:30.
Oh wow, man!
So, yeah, we went a whole hour over.
I see your face, Jalen.
Jalen, talk about some of them plays, man.
Nah, he talking about what Carter just said.
Hey, that boy Archie a fool. Yeah.
I want to job.
That boy Ramon.
Hey, man. It don't matter where you from, Coach Bobby, man. Everybody get dunked on. I've been dunked on.
I just noticed that was in Hastings, man. That was in my hood, bro. Hey.
Yeah. I've been dunked on before, man. I always felt you ain't no real hooper if you ain't been dunked on, man.
Hey, I got dunked on by a famous dude, boy. His dad was a Puerto Rican baseball player in MLB. I was in college. We played against Lauren Morris. 6'8" kid took me on his arm, lifted, dunked on me. His dad was like, "Hey, it happens. It happens."
It does. Jalen, any final words, man? Hey, you muted.
There you go.
You
went back.
Phone call doing the thing and didn't come out.
Oh no, you mute. We can't hear you, Jalen, man.
While Jalen figuring that out, I'm on 1%. Hey, fellas, I appreciate y'all. Mr. Day, you're going to get me in trouble out here, but we'll figure it out here.
My bad, man. I apologize for all y'all if y'all get in trouble, man.
No, not like that. Not like that.
All right, Jalen, any final words, man?
No, sir.
Hey, man, appreciate you for
You did all of that to say no, sir.
I ain't got no words, man. I'm just trying to fix it. I appreciate y'all for giving me the opportunity, man. And hopefully I'll be back on the show.
Oh, yes, sir, man. You already know we're gonna get you back on here, man.
Yes, sir. Y'all boys
Hey,
have a good Valentine.
So we playoff Wednesday, playoffs on Wednesday.
Either Wednesday or Thursday.
Okay.
Because it's a lot of playing games on Wednesday, so we may do like Thursday afternoon or something. I wasn't trying to, I wasn't trying to compete with any other show, but they clowning, man.
Who that is?
That's can't get right, Coach Aaron. I mean, Ref Aaron, man.
Yep.
But hey, fellas, we out, man. We'll see you later.